If I were starting today, if I were to start over, I would not start a content agency. I would do content, but I would bolt on to people's businesses because by now, people already have in-house people and agencies doing their work. So if you come in as a content agency, you're competing against price and convenience. That's never where you want to be. So if I were to do it, and this is because I am very obnoxious and very bold, give me your average views for the last 90 days. Let's say they're 1 million views a week is what I consider 1 million views a week a healthy account. Every million above 4 million, I want $1,000. That's how I would start my business today.
Welcome to the Grant Owen Podcast, where we explore the world of entrepreneurship. Join us as we dive into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to start, grow, and scale a successful business. We're on a mission to share our experiences, failures, insights, and advice with others. Whether you're just starting out in your entrepreneurial journey or you're looking to take your business to the next level, tune in and join the conversation about what it takes to succeed in the world of business.
We going full throttle.
Well, this is a scuffed intro, but welcome to the Grant Owen Podcast. It is a pleasure to have people watching this. This is my first in-person one, actually. I haven't been in person one yet.
We've talked in person quite a few times.
We have. But as always, before we dive into the content, I appreciate you watching, and my only objective, my only hope, is not that you would like, share, comment, all this stuff. I appreciate those. But if someone gets value from this podcast, if you get value from this podcast and you think this other person would benefit from it, all I ask is that you share it with that one person, because that makes it worth our time, that makes it worth our investment, and our goal is to impact impactful people. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing it with one person so that they can get benefit too, that would make this energy and this time worth it. Ryan, I want to thank you. First off, I'm going to give you like an intro.
I would love for you to give me an intro.
Okay.
I would love for you to give me an intro.
Okay.
On my mic right now. It's
So-
not like sitting good.
So in the intro I got for you, I don't think I told you this when we talked in Vegas.
Okay.
I attribute a lot of my past 2 years of my life to you.
I've heard this before, kind of. But when we talk,
Can I give you context? Can I give you
yeah,
context?
no, I'm gonna blush. It's like I don't know. I just make
No. So here's the deal. So you just said like all you do is make videos. So I think it was like 2021, super depressed. Like my wife and I were going through, we had like miscarriages. We were like, it was just a tough time. And I was like assessing life, and I hated my job. Not hated my job. I had an okay job. I was corporate.
Yeah, but you making a
lot.
Sorry to hear about the miscarriage.
Yeah, but that sucks. But I was in a period of time where I was like kind of depressed. And what happened was I actually came across a Ryan Pineda short form video. And that led me to his podcast. And then I actually found another client of yours, short form. And legitimately, I was like, those pieces of content, like short form content, changed the direction of my life. Because I watched it and it hit me in the right moment.
Nice.
And I was like, I want to change direction to be like these people. And I'm not kidding you. It's like Ryan and then two other people that I can't name. And I was like, that's crazy. And then I actually ended up watching a podcast, and it was you and Ryan talking. And that was the first time I'd heard of you. And then I was like, oh, so this Ryan Magin guy's actually the guy that does all this. So I just did a deep dive.
I've had quite a few people tell me they've done that to me.
I did the deep dive, and I was like, I found like 6 podcasts that had like 100, 200 views. And I was like, this guy's responsible for millions of views. And probably 1 billion views at this point.
Yeah, it's over 1 billion.
And at that, and like literally no one's watching the whole podcast where he's like just giving it all.
I love that.
He's just sharing it.
That is the beauty of some podcasts.
So what I was saying, like I literally was like, I started giving up. I basically was giving free tips that I heard from your podcast to my friends, to people that were just like, hey Grant, what should I do with this? And I would just like do this. And then all this stuff would start working. And then I was like, shit, I should make a company doing this. And so that's what I did.
Nice.
I made a company where like the only reason I have a 6-figure agency is because I started watching videos that you made.
That's incredible, man. And that's part of the reason why I like going on podcasts. And it's part of the reason why I feel like, I work with a lot of very big people, and a lot of those people, we're in an age where it's like, do I talk about what I'm doing? Do I not talk about what I'm doing?
Yeah.
But like part of the reasons that made me like, well, fuck it, I'm going to talk about what I'm doing is like that.
Yeah.
Because like, I wish I had some of that. Like, I mean, I'm 40, so like I'm older,
That is old, dude. Damn. That's old.
but I'm on a lot of hormones to try to keep me young. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no, TRT, 2 years. I love TRT. But I didn't have that. Like, I didn't have the access. Like, I mean, I had the internet when I, growing up. Like, I didn't have it my entire life, but I had it growing up. And there wasn't podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, I had to buy books and courses, and the courses weren't even that good then because nobody was giving away anything like they are now.
Yeah.
So it's like, to be able to give that away and see people tangibly do something with it is incredible.
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah, I think there's a power to it. I want, cause here's the deal. I think sometimes you live in a world, and I know, like, in the social media world, you have, like, there's just pretty much all the videos you have just have hate, right? And it's
that's my world.
That's like your job. It's like hate comments are your job.
I don't go viral unless you.
But I want you to know that there's like, sometimes you can't see the fruit of the stuff that's good.
Well, for every 10 hate comments, there's one person that doesn't comment at all that's like impacted.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's what it's for. But I wish those people would speak up.
I know. Well, I'm not, like, I never comment on a video.
No, most people don't.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, once you learn that, you're like, well, I know a lot of smart people. Like, Ryan Pineda's not commenting on people's videos.
No, yeah,
like, he'll be like, he'll send me a text message. Yo, I like that video
that
you
video.
made. And I'm like, can you put that on the video?
Can you share it? Would you? Yeah.
But yeah, you learn I've just learned that the more views you get, the bigger you get, the more hate you get. And it's a trade-off. It's good and bad, in my opinion. Like, I think it's good because I know that if it's happening, it means I'm reaching a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just, like, a lot of times you're thinking, like, what am I doing? Is it worth it? Are we actually doing something for good? And it's like, I want to let you know that, at least for me, what you did helped me.
Oh, that means a lot, and I appreciate it.
So
thank you.
Let's dive into the sauce. I want to uncover the sauce. First off, your background is so weird. Like, you've done so many weird things, and it's also like you've changed complete directions like every 5 years.
Yeah, I would even say like every 3 years.
Yeah, there was a point where you were pirating websites.
Yeah,
Not
not so much pirating, but
like, how much money did you make?
so I just for context for the podcast. Well, I mean, even prior to that, we can go back prior. I got on the internet because I was a legit professional BMX racer.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like an amazing professional BMX racer. I was just good enough to be pro.
Yeah.
Too good to be an amateur for the rest of my life. And I found this leeway of like, I didn't make much money. And I learned that really quick. And I was like, well, what do I do to make money? Because I don't want to like, and I had quit my job at Lowe's. Like Lowe's, it was like a Home Depot, if people know what Lowe's is. I quit my job there. I was door and window salesman. I was actually doing really well there. Like they grew me for management. Like I had a management position offer. And I basically said, no, I got this opportunity to be a pro BMX racer. I want to take it. So I took it. But then I realized there's not a lot of money in this. So I need to do something to make money. And this is right around the time when YouTube was brand new and like the internet was taking off. And the only thing you could, like, people were just starting to make videos. And I was like, well, maybe I can help BMX racers get better. So I started making videos teaching BMXers how to get faster on their bike, mainly through strength training, because that was what I did.
Yeah.
And I created a DVD, which I didn't create it. My dad created it. My dad knew how to do that. I still don't know how to do that. And, you know, he helped me do that. And then I started selling a $20 DVD out of like my backpack.
Your first info product.
Yeah, it was my first info product. And it did okay. Like, you know, it wasn't a failure.
Okay.
The market wasn't that big.
Yep.
You know, so I learned that. But to sell the DVD, I just made videos. And I realized from that moment that I was making videos and like I wasn't the best. And all the people that were the best were getting mad at me.
Yep.
Because I was giving away all the secrets.
Yep.
But I had a large fan base that I had built up at the BMX level.
Yeah.
And it was like disproportionate to the amount of like how good I was. You know, usually you're really good.
So wait, would you be considered like a well-known BMX racer because of the videos, more so than because of like what you accomplished?
I don't know, like that world, like it's kind of a small world.
Yeah.
In that world at that time, yes. Like I shouldn't have been as like industry famous as I was.
Yeah.
And I say industry famous is like I got free parts, I got free bikes, I got free people sent me stuff. Like I was like when I would always make finals and get like 5th or 6th place.
Yeah.
You know, out of 8 people.
Yeah.
But I'd be in the final.
Yeah.
I just would never win.
How much money does that make?
I mean, I traveled around the country racing my bike for 2 years. I wouldn't say I made 30 grand.
For 2 years?
Yeah, like racing my bike.
But wait, but was it like, Did you at least get free travel, or did you get free like?
No, that's
you
the
had to pay
thing.
for
I mean,
it?
I had some sponsors. Some things were paid for.
Yeah.
There, and it was very limited though. Like, because it's not a lucrative sport. I mean, and this is just when it was coming into the Olympics, so it was starting to be more lucrative. But at the time when I did it, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And for those wondering, I wasn't good enough to make the Olympics. But
They have an Olympics for BMX.
yeah, I think it's still in there. I don't know. It's not as well as it's like
Yeah.
everyone don't even know.
Well, when I think of BMX, I think of like X Games.
Yeah, you think of tricks.
Yeah.
I just raced them really fast. Like
Yeah.
I didn't do tricks. I
Yeah.
could do some tricks, but like
What was the last time you got on the bike?
actually, I mean, I am an avid cyclist. I have not cycled. I will, transparently in about I bought multitudes of bikes. I would call myself a road cyclist now.
Okay.
I used to. It got destroyed in the hurricane. I had like a $10,000 road bike that got all fucked up because my house got in the hurricane.
Wait, the bike got messed up?
Yeah, because it sat in water in the Bering Seas.
Uh,
I mean, it's still like I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah,
It's fixable. It's just
Yeah,
gonna cost me money. But I haven't really ridden a bike in probably 2 years. But I've ridden a bike. I mean, since I was 6 years old.
To be honest, I hate bikers.
Yeah, we're the worst.
I hate them.
Yeah.
Well, like motorcyclists are not that bad. Like sometimes you just have like an asshole.
No, cyclists are assholes.
Cyclists are just the worst.
Well, and just transparently, because like we ride on the side of the road, and everyone's like, just get on the sidewalk. You can't. The bikes that we ride, you can't ride. Well,
you can. You totally
you can't. There's potholes, there's cracks.
I
in the
get it,
sidewalk.
but,
It's
like,
more
just deal
dangerous.
with it. Just
But
deal
it's
with it.
also technically a motor vehicle. Because
No shot.
well, to be fair,
No
I'm just
shot.
gonna say that I'm cooler than everybody else that you get mad at because I can consistently ride my bike at between 25 and 30 miles.
That
an
doesn't
hour.
matter when I'm trying to go 45. That doesn't matter.
Well, I personally am not trying to ride on streets where people are going 45
Okay.
plus.
Okay. Yeah, I
That's
can't
stupid.
stand it. I can't stand it.
Yeah, but there is an arrogance on cyclists when we all ride in
Well,
packs.
but like,
Yes.
let's be real. They're also like the outfits are weird. Like you got like
There's a purpose
super
for
tight.
those. Yeah,
Super
and
tight.
then there's a lot of guys that wear them that shouldn't wear them that tight. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a little. It's kind of douchey.
It's a very it's a high dollar hobby.
Okay.
My personal bike is around $10,000. All that gear that you wear,
Yeah.
you step out of your house to go ride your bike wearing about $2,000 worth of gear.
Yeah.
So once you get to that level, most everybody that does it is
I'm
figuratively
compared to like golfing, right? And I feel like
Oh,
golfing
yeah.
is like a little bit. In my mind, I'm
it's
like
less douchey.
it's a little less douchey.
It is. It's less douchey.
You're like
But
walking in a park.
you can't get hit by a car and die golfing.
That's true. So it's less risk. That's even more attractive.
So cycling, that's why cyclists are assholes. Because if you ride obnoxiously on the street,
yeah.
you're easy to be seen.
Yeah.
Even if you're pissing somebody off. But obviously, but we ride like assholes. Like, I'll admit it. Right? But, I digress. I've been cycling for my entire life. And it's something that I do. It's like I cherish cycling. It's got me through like dark times. But when as a BMX racer, I wasn't making that much money. And it got to the point where I was like, man, I really need to do something. And that brought me to the pirating websites, which is more or less, I found a loophole where I could buy exact match domain names, which is like, for an example, it would be getbiggermuscles.com. If that domain was available, I would buy it. I would make a WordPress website and I would write articles. It would rank in the search engines,
Yeah.
Google, very high.
Did you do the thing where it's like you're putting like in white text, like a bunch of SEO black, like
That was very black hat. I never really did that, but because I just focused on the domain name.
Yeah.
Because back then, if you owned getbiggerarms.com, .net, or .org,
Yeah.
you were one of the top 3.
Yeah.
Because that's how Google ranked it.
Yeah.
So it was a loophole, and it worked for and I had almost 500 sites.
Yeah.
I had Filipino employees making them for me, and I was pushing all that. So when you search terms, you go to the site, and I will say, I was proud of the articles. They were good articles because
Not ChatGPT written either.
this is way before. This is Ryan Magin's brain writing them.
Yeah. You had to do research.
Yeah, I had to I became an expert on a lot of topics.
You became a fitness expert.
I did.
Were you fat at the time?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I was a BMX racer.
Okay.
So I've always been just a big guy, muscular. I was never shredded.
Yeah.
But some of my most popular sites were more so. I made a lot of money off celebrity workouts. That was that was.
Well, I'm just saying, it's funny that you're not even a bodybuilder.
Yeah, no.
Like, you're like,
I would make YouTube videos reviewing products to
Yeah.
put on these websites, and I had orange hair.
Yeah.
And I did not look like a fitness guy. And all those videos are still on the internet. But yeah, and so that was my first taste at actually making money, because when the sites were doing really well, as the whole network, it was doing around I would say consistently between $500 to $700 a day.
Yeah.
And that was without me doing
I
anything.
love it. But to be honest, like that. So like I'm guessing your perception of money right then changed because you're like, I am chilling. I make like I remember I heard you talking on another podcast. You really like you would make that much and you'd be like, oh, I can go out tonight.
Yeah,
Like,
I would spend it, and it would replenish itself in the morning.
Yeah.
It was like a.
That just sounds scary. That sounds like
That's
a scary
not
lifestyle.
that is not a good mindset to have for the viewers listening.
You work with too many finance guys.
Yeah,
to-
but you get. I was young. Like when this was peaking. It was like 27 years old, like 28, 20. I don't know. I was like between 28 and 30. Like I would still call myself young. I was kind of a late bloomer, I guess you could say, in the world of getting responsible, if you will. I just knew it was going to show up, and I knew it. But once you make it, you can make it again.
yeah.
And I think that's something that I've learned even now. Like as I've made, my agency has made almost $2.5 million. I know if it all fell apart tomorrow, I'm just like, all right,
Well,
I can
so
do it again.
Here's the thing that's interesting because like you talk about that. I like how you talk about it because it's like there's the truth of you've made that money, but the money's not the impressive part. It's like the skill you learn to do it. Like you know how to make viral videos, and to be honest, I met most people in this space at this point. Not most, like there's a lot of people I don't know, but like I've interacted with a lot of people in this
Yes.
agency space. No one else has the balls to be able to say I know how to do that.
I know.
Because everyone else is saying like, they're like, it's a test, it's organic. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Or like when they have it hit, it's like I figured everything out, I got it. But it's like you just had a video pop off. You're the only person that's like, yeah, I consistently know how to go viral.
I mean, where that comes from was, well, for one, like when I started the agency, this is 2.5 years ago, before pandemic, before TikTok was even a thing, and nobody cared about viral. Like viral was just starting. Like people were going viral.
People, I disagree because people always care about viral.
Well, I mean,
Viral's cool. Ego. It's like
yeah, it was a dopamine thing for everybody. I mean, but there was not like a business. Like now, I think
no one
there's
know
a
how to make
business.
money.
There's a
viral.
business around viral now.
Yeah.
Back then there wasn't. It was just like a bunch of hot chicks dancing on TikTok, and they were getting millions of views, and people didn't really understand why.
Yeah.
I looked at it with that opportunity, and I was like, somebody needs to figure this out for educators. Like right now, it's just entertainers. Like it's just people like hot chicks, good-looking dudes, like doing their thing, and that's cool. Like pranks, funny skits, stuff like that. But I was like, eventually the educators are going to want to be on this platform, and I saw an opportunity. I was like, nobody's going to know how to say a message in 30 seconds. So that's what I focused on. And there's like, I feel like confidence around like a specific skill set comes with like, there's like phases to it. Like phase one being like, you need to just do it. Like you need to figure it out and do it once. Once you do it once, it's like, oh, I've done this.
Yeah.
Now let me see if I can do it again. And I was doing that on my own personal TikTok account. Like one of the first videos I had was a video about, I think it was a ring light, and they did like 700,000 views, which in my mind, viral is 1 million views. I know that's debatable for a lot of people.
I've heard people say like 10K.
Yeah, I've heard people say the lowest I've seen is like 100K, and I just laugh at that. I'm like, that's a good video. That's
a
not
solid
viral.
video.
Yeah, that's not viral. Like if I don't get one of those a week, I'm upset. So it's like doing it for myself was step one, and I did it, and then I was like, okay, now I've done it once, I need to do it again.
Yeah.
And then I did it repeatedly for myself 3 or 4 times, and then I was like, okay, there's some patterns here, there's some trends. The next step was I need to do it for somebody else. So that's where the agency started.
Did you do it for your friend first?
Yeah, my first 2 people I did it for was 100% first was my good friend Chris Barnard. He runs Overtime Athletics. We are best friends. Like we hang out all the time. Like I had coffee with him yesterday.
Love it.
And he wanted to be on TikTok, saw the opportunity there, but he had no time because he's a YouTuber. He's got about 500,000 subs on YouTube. I was like, I'll make you viral on TikTok. Like, let me figure this out with you.
Well, so first off, let me ask about that because I think like my perception is if you already have 500,000 subs, something's already working. It means that there's already a base of people that recognize your face. That like that's not even starting from scratch.
No.
It's starting a new platform from scratch. It's starting a new account from scratch, which is hard. But it's like if Mr. Beast didn't exist on TikTok and then he created a TikTok account,
He would blow up.
It would still blow up.
Yeah.
Just because you have like some level, the most amount of notoriety, but like some level of notoriety. So like, was there ever an example of someone that you were like, they have no presence, they got nothing?
Well, that was, I've done that a couple times for a couple people. One of which, it's like no price. Like myself personally, I had 11,000 followers on Instagram, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I started TikTok.
That was 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago. I've been on TikTok for 3 years. And now my TikTok's at almost 300,000. But what I'm more impressed about is that I have 11.2 million likes, which means that I know my exact numbers. I've garnered 150 million views on TikTok.
Yeah.
But so that was like, I considered myself coming from nothing. Like that was a starting at zero. And then like, yes, there was most of the people, but again, I saw an early opportunity. I knew right away, I'm like, I'm not going to work with people that aren't known because that does make it harder. You're absolutely correct. It's harder to take somebody who has zero presence anywhere. Not so much because they have zero presence, but because they have zero skill sets of talking on camera.
Yeah.
Chris knew how to talk on camera. So that was the only skill I needed.
Yeah.
I needed that skill. And then we put him on TikTok. But the funny thing is like with TikTok, it was so new and so like unknown that it took until he had like, 150,000, followers on TikTok before people realized it was the same guy from his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And we saw that working with Cardone as well.
Yeah.
Like Cardone's TikTok had 1,000 followers when we started.
Yeah.
Like, and he just crossed.
And he was
2
on
million.
TV at that point.
Yeah, he'd already been on reality TV shows.
Yeah.
And like
Was he already on Undercover Boss?
that was happening in about the first 6 months before working with him.
Yeah.
And he
Dude,
took
if you could have gotten a documentary of that, that'd been crazy.
We have it. We had it all, but we couldn't use it because of like legalities. And I mean, that's working with big people. There's a lot of shit that people don't realize that goes down. But I mean, nobody knew who Grant was until like 500,000 followers. So like, who's this fucking old guy talking about money with his jet?
Yeah.
Like but no, we do have one account. It was started less than 6 months ago. And this is 6 months from now. This wasn't back then. It's called The Health Geek. It's crossed 100K on both platforms. It's a clip account that we run.
Oh, is it like kind of like a theme page?
It's a theme page around. It's more around biohacking.
Yeah.
Because I see, a lot.
There's actually, I want to ask. Can I do that?
Yeah.
I want to ask about theme pages because it's so apparent to me. I don't know. So like, there's so many people that buy followers, so many people that buy views, buy all this stuff.
So much.
Theme pages is the black hat way to do that, where it's still technically organic. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of theme pages that are BS, but like there's like it took me like 3 seconds to be like everything's organic to be like, oh, actually the reason that person has 500,000 followers is because they bought it. No, or at least they bought.
Or
the
they're
exposure.
doing giveaways. They
bought the exposure.
There's a lot of ways to buy them.
Yeah. So is like for agencies, do you think it's necessary to create theme pages?
I'll tell you guys what my theme page is for. So I'm partners on that theme page. So it is legit. We're not buying anything. Like to me, that's just like, that's a short-term thing.
Yeah.
Like it does nothing.
Yeah.
It only harms you in the end. I know why it works.
Yeah.
I get it. It's people, the perception is reality. But in this case, so we're building the theme page. I partnered with a group of guys. They're a huge media buying agency, which means they run paid ads. And they run paid ads for people like Joe Rogan and like On It and like
Is Eddie?
No, Eddie, we might do so. This is his name Maxwell Finn. And,
Maxwell.
His company's Unicorn Traffic.
Yep.
He reached out to me. He's like, Ryan, you understand organic like nobody else we know. We understand paid like nobody else we know. But we're having a problem, and our problem is that once you have a product that sells well, you just keep running ads, and they spend upwards of like $30,000 a day sometimes running ads, selling. But you can only do that for so long. And
but what is their ROAS? Is their ROAS?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
And then they run out of people to sell to.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's where they turn to organic, and they're like, we need more people.
But can you help me define organic? Because I think that's the thing. I feel like it's almost like grocery store, where it's like.
I mean, in my opinion, organic is just like organic content it's interruptive based content. It means that like you're at the grocery store and you're waiting in line and you're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, and like a video just pops up and you're like, and you watch the whole thing and you're like, who's that guy Grant?
Yeah.
I like that. And then you click and then you follow.
Yeah.
That in my mind is organic. It's everything on short form is interruptive. So it's like you're interrupting somebody's day, you're interrupting somebody's scroll, you're interrupting somebody's shit.
Yep.
Like it's all interruptive. So it's like it's almost like paid in a way. It's like that's why people don't like ads, because you don't want the ad to be there. They're putting it there.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I have to skip this.
Yeah. Or I'll pay for a subscription, honestly. This point.
Yeah, or I'll pay for something so I don't see ads.
Yeah.
So like organic is the same as paid in that response, but it's you choose to watch it, you choose to watch more.
Well, so like, but there's also like, there's organic, there's UGC, which is technically organic, but that's like,
Yeah, I'm
kind
not,
of like a workaround
I'm not a
for
fan
paid.
of UGC, but I see why people do it.
But so on that same level, like essentially what you're doing, because fundamentally when you work with people, you work with people and you try to get them exposure. Mm-hmm. And there's a trust in the back end that the exposure will at least get the attention enough from the right people or the wrong people, but the right people
Yeah,
to then
translate into money.
Translate into some form of money.
Yeah, it's all money.
What do you think about people that try to do, like, there's a huge push to VSLs. VSLs is a huge...
Well, we got off the theme page topic.
sorry, okay.
Just because I think theme pages, like, I do think they're valuable. Like, to come back, like, on our theme page, we're growing it because they wanted an asset. Mm-hmm. The asset is now this account called the Health Geek. The asset, it goes viral. Like, it's not a consistent account, but we get a lot of hits.
Yeah.
But what it does do is it builds a retargeting audience.
And a theme page, also for people that don't know what a theme page is, essentially it's like, I think of it as like it's like a playlist. It's like a curated playlist
Of like the best stuff. Like ours is specifically centered around health and biohacking.
Yeah, it's like those CDs that used to come out where it's like the WoW CDs or like it's like these are the top hits of that year.
Yep.
That's essentially what it is. You get all the clips from that one podcast. It's not your content. You didn't shoot it.
You don't. I mean, in our case, we did shoot a lot of it. It's just like overflow videos. But
sure.
yes,
yeah, it's like we're gonna all funnel into this one page where essentially, and the people follow theme pages. Like honestly, if you scroll on TikTok or if you scroll on YouTube or even Instagram now, you'll be surprised by like Wealth. Right, Wealth is like one of the biggest theme pages. It has like 10 million.
It was like
followers.
Millionaire Mentor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big theme pages.
Yeah.
Like they're more motivation based. I think we're seeing a rise in the more niche based theme pages, which is like, I mean, I technically have a niche, but it's health.
Yeah.
I don't really consider health a niche.
No.
It's like because everybody needs to be healthy. So it's like a
or
broad,
wants to be healthy.
Or wants to be healthy. So yeah, I mean, so we're planning on taking that. So for example, we had on that page multiple testosterone videos that went viral. Testosterone, in my opinion, is a rising up and coming niche because of the rise of TRT and hormone replacement and like ice baths and all this stuff that are kind of accumulated with raising your testosterone as a man. So one of those videos got, it was like 2 million views on TikTok and 7 million views on Facebook. Like, so
The rise of Facebook.
yeah,
Facebook's
I love Facebook.
Back.
But just that video, and then from an advertising perspective, you can target just the people that watch a singular video. So right now, how hot are the people that watched the 7 million people that watched a testosterone video?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say the product because it sells really well. I'm going to keep that secret. I'll tell you off camera if you want to know. But they sell a product to that audience.
Yeah.
Because I own the theme page, because they're running the ads, we split the profits of the ad. We split it. So that's a business in itself.
Yep.
Like just growing a theme page, I think agencies should grow theme pages from the sole perspective of it's proof. It's proof that you can grow something and get views. Because if I hire an agency, I'm looking for a couple things. Number one, I'm looking for more followers. I want to grow my audience.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm looking for exposure. I want to get more views and eyeballs on my stuff.
Yeah.
And number three, I want good quality videos to be put out consistently.
Yeah.
That's all agencies do.
Yep.
The problem is most agencies only focus on putting out good quality videos consistently, which is not good because if you're competing for that, you're competing to go to the bottom because now you're competing on price. If you're talking to a client and saying like, I can grow your followers.
Well, so what do you think about maybe I'm just a good salesman, but like, what do you think about because quality is subjective. Like, I think there's 10% of people that can tell when something's shit. And there's 10% of people that can tell when something's like an Oscar-winning level. That 80% in the middle,
Doesn't care.
no one understands. Yeah. Like, no one, like, you can see, like, this is good, this is bad, this is, like, better than most, right?
Correct.
But, like, the majority of people can't tell the difference. If you have something that's, like, in that top 10%, you can sell just being, like, I am this top 10%.
Well, I think you can, but how long are they going to stay?
Yeah.
And in my experience, when it comes to an agency, like, you could be a great salesman, which I know you are. Like, and you have a good product. I've seen your videos. They're clean. They're very well edited. So you have the
Clipped it.
yeah. So you have those two things, but as a business owner, like if I was hiring you to be like, yo, I want Grant, I want you to help me grow Ryan Magin personal brand.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can do that. It's like, cool. And you're like, I charge $10,000 a month. I'm like, I know that I make more than $10,000 a month from my personal brand. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to take that risk on you, Grant.
Yeah.
Show me what you got. So I pay you 10 grand, you know, and maybe month one, you do an okay job. You know, maybe month two, again, maybe I see, maybe it's not your fault. Maybe views dip.
Yep.
Month three, it's like, hey man, you know, I'm paying you 10K a month. Like, you know, we haven't gone viral in a while.
Yeah.
Like, what do you
Well,
think?
so but
And I'm a very
is that why
reasonable
is that why you give like that's why you force the 90 days?
Yeah. So I mean, and then just to wrap up that thought, I'm gonna be like, hey Grant, man, I like this work, I like this quality, but I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the return.
there's no ROI on this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this in house.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's where that falters. And that might be 6 months for somebody that makes more money.
Yeah.
Like if I was only making like 20 grand a month and like I'm spending half of it on you,
Yeah.
you know, then it's like,
Well, first off, you honestly shouldn't be working with an agency if you're only making 20.
well, yeah. But I mean, I think we're in an age where like, if you're a good salesman, again, you could sell that to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's not saying you would have a good product. It's just the business owner doesn't need that product.
Well, it's also about who you're identifying, right? Because if you're selling $10,000 product, you need to be working with someone that's making $100,000 a month.
Yeah, I mean, we found, because I charge, you know, I have two packages in my agency, it's 6,000 or 10,000, and the 6,000 people, they fall into the category of they're making around 50,000 a month, and then the 10,000 people are 100,000 plus.
Yeah.
Like, and the 100,000 plus is a very well established business.
Yep.
Who is, and they have a lot of things in place as well. They are definitely have a back end ROI mechanism that is producing them a lot of money. They are not looking to you as the agency to make them money. They're looking to you as the agency to get their videos out there and to consistently get their videos out there.
Yeah.
So it's a different dynamic. The 6K, sometimes it's like they start looking to you like, hey, do you think we can make ad videos? Do you think we can do this? Do you think we can do that? And that's where like,
Oh, do you get sucked into long form at all? Do people ask you to do long form?
all the time. I don't touch long form. I've learned, and this is just something, you know, back on kind of like my story. I knew that like, one, I really enjoy short form. Like myself personally, I like it. Like I'm good at it myself. So it's like I'm not great at long form. I'm trying to get better. Like I'm vlogging. I'm on podcasts. Like, you know, but I'm not a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like it's a different skill set.
It's a different editing style.
And it is 100% different editing style, and it's a different mindset of the viewer when they sit down to watch you. It's not interruptive for the most part.
No.
In a lot of cases, it's suggested, meaning that like you log into YouTube, maybe you've watched the Grant podcast or you've watched the Ryan Pineda podcast, and if Ryan Magin had a podcast and I've been in Ryan Pineda's podcast before, you might see my podcast.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like I understand the psychology,
But I like
but I don't. But just to answer that, like I feel like too many agency owners specifically, they start saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
And then they're not great at one thing. And I think we're in an age where you need to be really, really good at one thing. Like, and that one thing, I mean, for me, being really, really good at short form has allowed me to generate, you know, $1 million in revenue for 2 years in a row. Just from short form.
Yeah.
As far as I know,
And
a
just
lot
from
of other.
TikTok.
Yeah. Well, specifically, I mean, we've bled over into all
Sure,
short
but
form.
like,
But our focus is and always will be, you know, for the foreseeable future, always TikTok, because TikTok drives culture. Like, and I truly believe that. Again, I'm like I believe in it, so it's easy for me to sell it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just seen it time and time again. Like, if you're seeing something on Reels, it's because it came from TikTok a few months ago.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like we focus on what's first and what's trending and what's, in my opinion, what's hard. Like, there's no roadmap for what's going to be trending on TikTok next month.
Yep.
You know, which is also why I have a lot of confidence in my work and what we do, because like I'm not afraid. Because, you know, going back to what you said at the beginning, like, how was I the one to be able to say that? It's like I've done it for myself and I've done it for a lot of other people. Yeah. So I have that confidence that I can do it for you. Yeah. You know, and there's also qualifications that like, which I think more agency owners should put fail safes in place. And I say something like that, it's like you need to screen your people. Like, but I also understand that as an agency, you're probably needing to make money. Like, I was there too. Yeah. Like I is that so Gordon? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I said, you need to make money. Like, this is people survive. You have rent, you have bills, car payments, insurance. Yeah. Like, so I understand why people take clients that they know, I should not take this client.
Yeah.
You know, because I've done it in the past and it's turned out bad every time I've had that inclination and that feeling.
I have a perspective of why I think you're probably good at what you do. And I think it's because with the people you work with, and it's the reason I think I'm good at what I do as well. It's just different. You're in a different tier with the people that you're talking to.
Well, I'm just you further along.
Sure. No, it's not even about that. It's like when you're talking to people that have made not just $1 million, but hundreds of $1 million.
Yes.
$1 billion, right? When you're talking to that level, you have to unite them with the person that has nothing, which is hard.
Yes.
I don't know how to do that.
Everybody's disconnected at that level.
Yeah. And so like, for example, like your perspective of like, I know what the average person doom scrolling on TikTok is thinking. And they don't care about this tactical thing. Because you're talking about like, you started this, you're like, there needs to be benefit for educators.
Yes.
You're educating on some level, but in reality, you're taking someone who's a billionaire who people have no, like, there's a luxury lifestyle, but like there's no way that someone like Grant is going to relate to someone that's like hasn't made any money.
A guy who has to have security follow him 24/7 is not thinking the same things that like I think when I go to the store or you think when you go to Publix.
Yeah.
Like it's not
you
the
just
same.
like you drive through neighborhoods and you're like, they would never know what to do if they lived here.
Mm-hmm.
They just wouldn't.
They would.
But when you know that, and when you know that those are the people that are watching, those are the people that are, even more so, those are the people that are commenting.
Yes.
It's like, that's where you make your money, because you can understand they don't care about the tactic as much as they care about the desire, the influence, the impact. Like they don't care about how to get the jet. They just want to see what the jet's like.
Yeah. They want to what it's like in the jet. Maybe what you did to kind of get yourself a jet. How long did it take you?
Yeah. How long did it take you? Yeah.
Like, and then what do you do with the jet?
Yeah.
Like, why should I even want it?
Because they want to relate. They want to be able to dream about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And I know I said it's for educators, but I think 100% that TikTok Reels and YouTube Shorts is purely entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, I call it business entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, I still believe in a nugget of education should come from every video that we put out. But yeah, I think you're right. Like, it's, you know, and yeah, that I do have that strength, mainly because, like, you know, and even me, like, my lifestyle and my beliefs and my attitude towards money has significantly changed in 2 years.
Yeah.
One, it's who I'm around.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have a conversation with the people that I have conversed with and not change your beliefs on money. Like, it's fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Like, and then also when you start making money, and also I think the difference is not making money, but I changed my view of relationship with money when I started spending a lot of money. And I'm not saying spending it frivolously on like, you know, bottle service and, you know, fucking trips and travel and all this shit. I'm saying is like, I have a team. At one point I had a team of 20. Like right now we hover between 10 to 14. And it's like, there are on my team 3 people that almost make 6 figures. Like, I am their sole provider and livelihood in my company. And then there's 8 others or whatever that like, I'm still their full-time income. And like, and they depend on me to pay them every 2 weeks, the 1st and the 15th. Their check they need to get paid because their rent's not getting paid. And then also, you know, when you see money coming in and then you see it going out.
Yeah.
And yes, I love the fact it's like, I can bring this in and I can make this. I wouldn't be able to make the money I had without spending this. But at the same point, it's like, you have to be so comfortable spending large quantities of cash.
Yeah.
That to me still fucks me from time to time. Like, I'm doing an event in January. It's losing me money right now.
Well, first off, you're doing the event for pay what you want to. Yeah, donation, pay what you want. That's why it's losing money.
Technically, it's grossing me, but it's
That's like, there's no like, you have people probably donating $1 to.
A lot of them are, but a lot of them did.
Yeah.
So, but yes, but that's calculated. I'm talking about that for a while. But like the whole point is, like, you know, even. Like, I know it's like, if a good editor comes available, and I may not need an editor, but I'm looking at, I can grab that person for, let's say, $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
I can't really afford that, or I shouldn't do that because of budget, but I don't want that guy to get scooped up. I know I can bring on more clients to make that. So I need to invest in this person and bring him in.
Yep.
Like, I've done that for every editor, basically, that we've hired.
Yeah. You
know, I've gone in the hole an editor and then got the clients to make up for it.
Yep. Are you good at getting clients?
I don't have to struggle. I'm very fortunate, and I do know that it's a lot of people struggle to get clients. I'm a good salesman. I know how to sell, but I have organized my personal brand and my reputation in a way that I have a wait list. Like I could get clients today if I just send a few text messages.
Yeah.
And that's because like I've set myself up that way. I have a really good product, and I've gotten great results for a lot of very big people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like if I was missing any of those, then no, I'd be running ads and I'd have to sell.
Here's what I want to ask, because this is where it gets consulting for me. So much of your business is you. We were talking about this, I think, a couple months ago.
Yeah, Panay's event.
Not even today's. I think it was at the Client Essential.
Oh yeah, Client Essential one. Yeah.
But we were talking about this because I think you were talking to Eddie about it. So much, everything I do is relies on me. It's like I have to fly out. I have to creatively direct. I have to be the one asking the questions. There's a limit to you're like, first off, you're a dad. So like you have a fiance, like you have a life.
Yes.
You don't want to travel. You said before this that you traveled how many days?
So as far as I can track, I don't exactly know how many flights, but it was I just checked my balance because I'm traveling in like 2 weeks. I'm taking my fiance to Vegas for like a little getaway. I had 116,000 miles in my American Airlines account, which majority of that was this year. Because I like to wipe out the miles and spend them.
Yeah.
I don't like to just hold on to them. So most of that was flying this year. This year I've been to Germany once, India once, Vegas probably 10 times, Austin, Texas like 5 or 6 times, Miami like fucking 20 times, LA, San Diego, Utah like 4 times. Like, I mean, I don't know.
And that's not to mention conferences too.
Yeah, that's not to mention, and then also just me filming for like, because I want to do a podcast with somebody, or like I want to invest in my brand. And then on a Marriott, specifically, I like Marriott's because I have my Bonvoy and I have the Marriott membership. I'm platinum member at Marriott, which I got this year, which as of right now, it's like, I think it's like 40, like, well, it kind of rolled over from last year, but I've stayed this year 45 nights in a Marriott hotel.
45 nights.
Yeah.
In
Almost
hotel.
2 months of the year this year has been spent in a Marriott. And that's not counting those trips to Vegas because there's no good Marriott property on the Strip.
Oh,
Like,
that's so much.
I know.
That's too much. That's actually too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. But I'm also this is year 2 of my business. And I'm a big believer in do what others won't to get results that they can't.
Yeah.
A lot of the results that we get is because I put myself on the line and I go there and
say that again. Say that again.
What is do what I came out good the first time. Do what others won't to get the results that others can't. Like, I'm willing to travel.
Write that down.
Yeah, like, and that I've lived by that. Like, whether that's work later, work longer, and I think you can only do that to a degree, but you have to do things that, like, when I started the agency, I knew that it would be very easy for me to sit back and just say, you send me your content.
Yeah.
And early on, I was able to do that with a lot of clients.
Yeah.
Like, we were. Like, I mean, that, because there was no competition. When I started, I was the only TikTok agency when I started. It wasn't a thing. Now it's a fucking industry.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm like, well, I know if I go, one, the content's going to be, statistically, I will do it better than if you do it yourself because you have my help and guidance. I know it's going to be high quality because I'm controlling the camera. I know the audio is going to be good. I know that I'm not going to leave unless I get enough videos to kind of work with and get what I want.
Yeah.
I started doing that very early on with a client that, due to legalities, can't mention, and it basically changed the path of his life and mine.
And I would argue the path of the industry as a whole.
Yeah, and that's where the direct-to-platform, as we call it, talking to the camera, came from. And I exploited the shit out of that, and I still do. Because I know if I sit in a room with somebody for 4 to 6 hours, I can leave with hundreds of videos.
But here's my thought, though, is like, so your agency, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, it's based off of you.
Yes.
It's based off of you and your energy and your, like, how do you duplicate yourself? I know, like, you have your team, you're growing your team. Team is also really good. Like, Luis is...
Yeah, I have a great team.
Luis,
Ariana is amazing. Savannah, I don't know if you met Savannah. Savannah's incredible. Kim is incredible. Like, and my whole team is awesome.
Yeah.
I would 100% say that I have the best team in the world at creating viral short form content.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at them all the time, though. There's Luis.
Speaking of them.
He might go to the other room. But I've tried to... Like, Luis is probably the closest I have to me.
Yeah.
Ari is,
but I like him a lot. He doesn't match your energy.
No, that's the thing.
Completely opposite. He's like, not completely opposite, but like, he's like kind of quiet. He's measured.
Yep, he's very analytical.
He's
whereas
introspective.
like, I'm very audacious and free flowing.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, because obviously a goal would be to sell my company and sell the agency at some point. But I've also learned that in working with the clients I work with, to charge the price and to charge $10,000 a month, there has to be a level of trust and a level of likeness to the person that's charging you that and the person that's paying that.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate I have a lot of big clients paying that. And no, if I said, hey guys, I'm done,
Yeah.
I'm sending Luis, they would probably cancel.
But that's probably because of how you onboard them.
Well, it is. People say that, and I understand that factually from like it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
The onboarding process.
You have to, if you push, because it's like he's made viral videos.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's been in the room with you.
There is
time.
But to get to the point where, and this is where like I know I don't mean to be argumentative on that. It's just that, like, I have thought this over so many times. Like, how do I do this? Like, because I don't like. I mean, we're going into 2025 or whatever, right? 2024. Do I want to travel 160,000 miles again? No.
Yeah.
But I like making $1 million.
Yeah.
And I like what it's provided me and my family, and I like the reputation it's gotten me. So it's like, I'm willing to do that if I have to do that. Like, knowing that. Like,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, like, no. Creatively wise, no. Traveling sucks. Like, when you travel that much, you don't want to fucking travel no more.
And when
like,
I create that much, like, talk to me about burnout too.
Like, burnout's real. I mean, burnout's real. I just don't identify with burnout.
I love it.
Because I've changed as a person so much. Like, I know, like, my past, I was a giant degenerate, huge partier. I drank all the time. Like, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I still enjoy drinking and partying when I see it's fit.
Yeah.
But I can't do that during the week. I can't wake up and manage 15 people.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wake up and know that I have to sift through hours.
Also, you're 40. So
Yeah, 40. Which is why I'm doing everything I can to not age. But I mean, all of this kind of comes back to, it's like, you know, to remove myself, like, when you start charging, like, everybody talks about charging high ticket. And even I've done it. Like, I've paid, you know, one of my clients is Chris Crone. I paid Crone $10,000 for coaching. And I got a lot of his team. I didn't get enough of Chris.
Yeah. I
didn't keep paying.
Yeah.
You know, and then same thing with, like, if I paid, you know, I mean, anybody, like I'm really good friends with Eddie Malouf. I pay Eddie, like, Eddie has a coaching program, but he's not really in it.
Yeah.
I pay Eddie $3,000 for an hour phone call when I need Eddie.
Yeah.
Like, I want Eddie.
Yeah.
Like, and me, that's how these clients, like, and they've told me.
But he tells you the same thing I just said.
Yeah, they all say it, but they don't. But that's the thing, they all say it, but they don't believe it. Like, they don't.
They do, because I mean, at least Eddie, because he's.
And I'm telling you, they say it, but they don't do it.
He's on 8 figures though. It's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, but Eddie, I know that if I texted Eddie right now and said, Eddie, I need a phone, I need a call.
Yeah.
Like, Eddie, for watching this, I hope that we got to the point where, I mean, we do talk all the time, but I know that there's a switch too, that like, hey, Eddie, I need business help, and I need to invest in this. Like I paid $7,000 for a VIP ticket to his event. I'm going in January.
Yeah.
Which you should go to if you're not.
I want to.
Okay, cool. But yeah, would it, like, I've asked my clients, I have asked them, I said, hey, if you're paying what you're paying, and then you know that you're getting me, because a lot of my clients come from, they see me on a stage, they talk to me, they see my Instagram, they know that I worked with so-and-so, and they know, like, it's something about the $10,000 a month price point, which I don't care what any high ticket closer says, it's a lot of fucking money. It's
It's a lot of money to be honest, to anybody. It's
$120,000 a year to an external agency that you don't see every day and you can't control.
Yeah.
There's a difference between
to be honest, and the agency, the sole purpose of an agency is, I want to systemize everything. I want to plug you into my system
to steal it,
to do the least amount of work possible to get you the best results possible.
Yep.
It's like, that's what an agency is, just full of lazy people.
Basically. And in my opinion, agencies are also started by people that can't be creators but still want to help creators. And that is, and I don't say that from a derogatory standpoint, because it's a reality that I had for myself for a very long time. Like, I knew a lot about helping people, but I had no proof myself.
Yeah.
But when it came to TikTok, I saw that as my opportunity to prove myself that I can become an influencer and I can be a face. But it's taken me a long time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've been making videos for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, I'm still not as big as most of my clients.
Yeah.
And I put a lot of effort into me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, on top of the client's work. And like,
is it hard to make videos for yourself? Because you got like, you almost, I talk to this with people all the time. I'm like, I would love to have a me for me. I would love it. Like if I could have someone that's me in the room coaching me, that'd be awesome.
well, that's where Luis is awesome. Like Luis has just hung out with me. I mean, Luis, all those 100,000 miles, like I think 90,000 of that was with Luis by my side.
Yeah.
And a lot of them now have been with Ariana. Some have been with Savannah. Like, so that's what I think too, is like spending money. Like I don't travel alone anymore.
Yeah.
Like I travel with people. I have an entourage.
Yeah.
Like not because I wanted one.
Yeah.
Like, or I think it's cool, but it's like, there's a business purpose for each of these people to be here. So it makes sense for them to be there. But yeah, it's, you know, but I did make a shift a long time ago. And I think this is where agency owners specifically should do this from day one, was you have to be just as a priority as your biggest client.
Yeah.
To a degree. Like, yes, if the agency is your sole income, you need to put the agency first, and clients come first. And my clients do come first because the agency makes a lot more than Ryan Magin Personal Brand. Yeah. So like the agency will be, so if I need to not post videos on Ryan Magin Personal Brand because that editor needs to, you know, edit for a Cardone or a Crone or a Brandon Carter, you go.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same point, for the most of my growth in the last year has been because I treat myself like I'm a $10,000 client.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that I don't do properly is I don't do the batch filming sessions. Just one, because I can't stomach it when we come back. I'm just like, I just film when I'm like, I need to film.
Yeah.
Like,
well, actually, so here's my thought on that too. I want to ask you a question because most people, Gary Vee talks about it a lot. Gary Vee thinks that organic content, we're going to have long form, unedited, is going to come back.
I would agree.
But a lot of people are talking about content variations and content styles.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys don't do that. You guys do, we're going to do this. We're going to talk about these. We're going to structure them these way. This is the way we edit the videos. Mm-hmm. And the way you clip it and the way you cut it is like, it's systemized.
To a degree, yeah.
But like, it's like, you're forming the story. But like these platforms, they like TikTok's wanting longer form videos.
I don't believe that.
You don't think they're value retention?
So I finish your point, and I want to come back to that. But
yeah, okay. Well,
I've seen data that is different. Though.
Okay. Yeah, you know the data. So, but at the same time, like, there's also like, you know, carousels are good. Carousels on Instagram. Carousels are crushing on Instagram. There's the movie poster vid where it's like you have the thumbnail, and then you carousel to the video. Mm-hmm. That's a trend of the last 3 months that everybody's freaking out about. And then honestly, it was really funny is like, I would take someone like, there's some big accounts where their best videos are actually tweet reels. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know, maybe their content sucks, or maybe people are just people like I want to read the tweet more than I want to do anything else. So like with those content variations, you don't do any of that. You're not like, I'm going to help you with all the content pieces to get you kind of like a balanced diet of content. You're like, I'm going to just make a viral video over and over again.
Yes. You want to know why? Well, there's a couple. Not that I don't think any of those are bad. Like, I love innovation, and I like with the subtitles specifically. I love seeing where they're at now.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
like, you know. And
by the way, he's the guy that made subtitles. The reason you see subtitles on videos.
Well, the big, bold, obnoxious ones. Gary Vee had them on Instagram first.
Yeah, maybe. But that's the same.
But the bold ones, the cross your face and the emojis,
the green and the yellow and the red. Yeah,
the very dynamic subtitles I make.
Yeah, me
and my team. Like, you know, but when it comes to style, so I look at things. Okay, so I have a company, right? The company runs, and I'm all about transparency. It averages anywhere between 80 and like 120,000 a month, depending on what we're doing and who we're working with, and like the volume.
Based on math, that's like somewhere between 8 to 13 to 15 clients.
Yeah, roughly. Well, I mean, I still have those clients that have been with me for a while.
True.
Like as agency owners, we all have.
True.
I have. We manage. It's like I think it's 15 clients and 22 accounts.
Okay.
So how that breaks down?
Yeah.
On average, it fluctuates because we kill accounts and start accounts a lot. With that said, I have a team of a core team of 10. And then 4 other contractors that work with me, and they're all contractors technically. I'm not W-2 yet. I may look into have to do that this year. I don't know. I don't really want to do that, but that's another, big boy problem when you have a big company.
Yeah.
There's, so I know that I have in my payroll, as in money going in and out, fluctuates from like $50,000 to $70,000 a month.
Yeah.
That don't change.
Yeah.
It's always coming.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to, and then we have contracts, we have our core numbers that we need to hit, which are on average, we're posting on average 100 videos a day.
Yeah.
So I have to hit that contractually or else I'm violating contracts to my clients and I don't want my clients mad at me.
Yeah.
So for me to make, this is where like I love small agencies because you're scrappy and you can make decisions and you can make things happen fast.
Yeah.
You lose that when you get to be my size.
Yep.
Which fucking annoys me.
Do you think that there's because I think I don't, short form agency in particular, there's tons of different agency styles, but like short form agency, 6-figure a month agency, those problems sound awful.
They are.
And I actually would argue the same for like a long form agency that you do like YouTube videos. I think like to be like, I have to produce 10 this week, long form, or like that sounds like
It's terrible. It's the worst business.
The best spot I think is like if you're in that 30 to 50 range,
you
can stick between like 10 to 15 to 20 in payroll.
And you're banking 10 to 15,000 a month, but that's like your cap.
Yeah.
I was there for a while.
Yeah.
Like, and I was able. I mean, like I feel like I'm the most transparent about numbers of anybody. Like I saved $200,000. Like my agency made almost $1 million the first year, and I was able to save $200,000.
Yeah.
And I talked to people, and they said that was incredible.
Yeah.
They're like, don't believe what you see, don't believe what you hear. We work with these companies.
Yeah.
And they don't like so.
Because it's all ego and perception.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, but to me, by the time I had saved that, I was now spending $50,000 to $60,000 a month.
Yeah.
But now, and I looked down, I'm like, I only have 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
My business is, if shit fucking collapses, my shit's gone in 4 months.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I am, so when it comes to that, yeah, I mean, I don't know where I was going with that, but it becomes very hard. You learn really quickly, at least for me, that the agency for me has become my leverage and my clout and it's a part of my brand.
Yeah.
Whereas my personal brand is 100% profit, or to a degree, about 85% profit.
Yeah.
When I sell stuff on my personal brand side, do brand deals, do advertising and my ad revenue and like shit like that. So, I mean, yeah, I would not. It takes this different type of person to want to scale that agency past 100,000 a month, and I've learned that, and I've been there for a while. I don't know if I want to take it more than that. I like to optimize it better and keep more of the profits, but every time I try to optimize it better, I lose quality.
Yeah.
And then that's where it kind of comes into what you were saying about like changing the styles. Like when you have a style that's working really well, and you have a well-oiled machine, it's hard. Like if I just throw in carousels, it's like taking a fucking giant wrench and fucking destroying a part of my machine.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm like, okay, and here's the thing too that small agencies don't deal with, big agencies do, especially working with big clients. Where would I test carousels? Ideally, it would be my account first.
Yeah.
If I put it on my account, all my clients watch my videos. If that carousel crushes, they all want that. Now what? Not a big deal, right? It's awesome. I found something that works. No. Now I need probably 2 graphic designers now full-time to do these carousels. And I need another poster to be able to post these carousels, when they need to be posted.
Yeah.
I just added $10,000 a month to my payroll because a carousel worked.
Yeah.
So I weigh it in trade-offs. Like, are carousels a thing that is going to be here? Is a carousel going to work in 6 months like it's working right now? Probably not. But good videos will still work. Mm-hmm. And then I look back to same thing with like the tweet. I don't believe in the tweet reels just because there's not a lot. I know there's somebody's words, but it's not, there's no influence. There's no eye contact. There's no like.
It's context, but with the value of everything else.
If you're selling anything or you're planning to sell anything, you got to talk to the camera and you got to make eye contact with the camera. Because that builds influence. That's psychology. That's not like a test. It's not like an idea. It's like, no, psychology says you trust somebody when you look them in the eye.
Yeah.
Like, so I make the decisions based on like what we're doing based on that. But I also look at some of the best video creators on the internet, Mr. Beast being one of them. Do you think he's changing his style?
To be honest,
he's making better videos. They're just getting more expensive.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, Mr. Beast is, when you talk about content creators, like that's who you study.
Yeah.
That's what you look
at. But
at.
I also look at somebody like, I'm heavily inspired by Emma Chamberlain. She did heavily change her style because she was burning out. I think it was because she shouldn't have still been editing her videos. She should have got help.
Yeah.
But then I also understand that it would have never been the same as hers. So I understand that dichotomy. But Emma Chamberlain, she just makes videos.
Can I tell you who my favorite content creator is right now?
Who's that?
Sam Sulek.
Yeah, but I will say, like, everybody's looking at Sam and being like, yeah, look, the guy's just posting these ugly, long videos, no editing, no thumbnail.
It's driven.
Yeah, but
say.
do you know why Sam can do that? Because Sam's a freak.
Yeah.
Sam looks like a freak.
Yeah.
Sam acts like a freak.
Well, so like you don't need captions as a pattern interrupt
When you are a pattern interrupt.
when you're physically a pattern interrupt.
Or you live a life that's worth emulating.
Yeah.
Like, and, but another one that heavily, Casey Neistat's videos have not changed.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm curious if you're taking Casey because I think like you guys started similar times. You guys have similar approaches when you talk about things where you say like, you're like, I'm not a good editor, right? Like there's better editors, there's better, people are better filmographers, right?
Yeah.
Casey's not a good videographer.
No.
And he's not a good editor.
Yeah.
He's just a really great storyteller.
Yep.
And so when like, and to that same extent, I think you have a similar mindset where it's like, I'm just going to make a cool video.
Yeah. When I started, I was broke.
Do you know Hunter? Hunter Weiss.
Name sounds familiar.
He took over for editing for Casey for a while
I heard that.
before he went and did his own thing. And now his agency's like crushing. He does like graphic videos
I've seen those. There's some really good ones.
where they pop off a bit. But just to that same extent, it's like you can't, like you can go simple and just.
I believe in simplicity. And then I believe in so when it comes to video editing, like, again, there's always going to be a cooler edit. Somebody will do something that's cooler on the editing perspective. But at the end of the day, if the person in the video isn't cool, that's the constant. We can slap bold dynamic subtitles, but if the person sucks, the video sucks. We can slap simple subtitles, but if the person sucks, the video still sucks. So I personally, and I have taken the approach to, I need to make myself, me, the person behind the camera being filmed, I have to make myself polarizing. I have to make myself entertaining. I have to make myself charismatic. I have to make myself a better storyteller. Because I can control that. I can't control what editing styles.
That's the hardest part for business owners.
Yeah, because they're not good content creators.
They're not good content creators at all. I say it like this. I think like business people are great at business and they suck at creative. In general, they're creatively good at business, but they suck at creative. But creatives, they suck at business.
Yes.
They really are bad at it. So like, there's a need to bridge that gap more because I think like, I talk to both sides and I'm like, I just don't think they understand what the other one's at. I don't think they understand like.
Well, they're confused because you have somebody like, I have a lot of respect for Gary Vee, but a lot of what he says is confusing.
Yeah.
Like, document, don't create. Great in theory.
Yeah.
But like, if you live in your mom's basement.
Yeah.
And you drive, you don't have a car and you walk everywhere, or like you have zero money and you're boring on camera.
Yeah.
The fuck are you documenting?
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to see that.
Have you seen, but like, the reason I like that, the reason I'm fine with that is because when you start out, like you watch Mr. Beast's first videos, they sucked. But he's saying Logan Paul a million times. You know what I'm saying?
The video sucked, but the premise was extreme.
Sure. Like you can see the heart behind it. You can see like
I say Logan Paul's name 27,000 times. Like that's extreme.
Yeah.
But like the problem is like, yes, the camera quality doesn't matter. The person doesn't. Yeah. If you're doing something that is extreme.
So here's where I do disagree with you. I'm not going to say camera quality doesn't matter. I do agree that the most important person is the subject. Yeah. How, like the conviction, right? You're talking about avocados. And you're like, I fucking hate.
Yeah, I love my avocado.
Yeah, like I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I will say that if you have quality as an asset, like if you have good camera, quality as an asset,
100%.
good mic, good audio, it 100% works better.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. 100. I don't want to think that out. Like, I think you should if you're planning to start, you should use everything at your disposal to make
it's an asset.
The initial thing better.
Yeah.
Like, the phones are great.
Yeah.
But the audio's not. So get a microphone. It's $300, $400. Like, don't start unless you can get that. Yeah. Like, but at the same point, it's like, I don't want to tell you not to start because your first 100 are going to suck anyways. Like, and that's the thing.
I would say first 1,000, man.
Yeah, it's probably
my first 1,000 sucked.
Yeah, that like on short form, it's like that. If you're making long form, 100 is like you're really good by 100. Sure. But if you're making short, you gotta pump that. Sure. You gotta get those numbers up.
Yeah,
like it's but yeah, it's the I just don't believe like I think we're at an age where there was an opportunity for people to just start, and like I don't think we're there anymore. Like unless a new platform pops up and somebody can get in early from that front, like I think the competition is too steep, and you have professionals, and not just professionals. Like you have like NFL level professionals, like NBA level professionals coming. Like I said it. I wish I want to find the clip, but I said just wait till the YouTubers come to TikTok.
Yeah.
With their editing skills and their storytelling skills. Because when I started, I said, I want to be bigger before they get here because how good they're going to be. And you fucking see it now.
Yeah.
Mr. B shorts are fucking awesome. All these people, like, shit is awesome because they already had the skill set.
And they know how to translate it. Like, he just put out a video where it's like, how long does it take me to walk up the Empire State Building?
Yeah.
And as with Casey Neistat.
Yes, I saw in an hour it had like 5 million views.
Yeah, and it's like that. It's not just because it's Mr. Beast. It's because the premise is just interesting.
Extreme.
Yeah.
And they have access.
Yeah.
Can you just walk up the stairs? No, but you can if you're Mr. Beast and Casey Neistat, which is like something that it's like, oh look, the video is nothing. You just walk up the
maybe the
stairs.
Empire State paid him to do it. Let's be honest.
New York, City of New York probably
did. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like they probably did because they were like, who's the best creators? How can we get them to do something?
And we have one that's actually living.
And
in New
he's
York.
doing that. Like most other people. Like if I had the opportunity to do that, that would be a long form vid. I would make that an hour-long video, right? Like I would I would try to like.
He did that in an afternoon.
That was like a night, and he's like, I'm just gonna make this, and it's gonna be a 30-second video, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all you're gonna get.
Like I just think that I think, and I don't want to say that. I don't mean to like say it to like discourage people to start, but just I'm a big believer, and I want to know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
I want to know how hard this is going to be. I want to know how bad it's going to suck. I want to know what I can do that like, and then I want to look at myself objectively and like, here's where I'm better than Mr. Beast in this area specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I exploit that area?
Yeah.
Here's where I'm better than Casey Neistat or, you know, any of these people, because you are. Like, nobody's amazing in everything. Everybody has unique qualities. And, like, for me, like, when it came, my only competitive advantage on TikTok was I had high-quality equipment, and I was not afraid to use it on short-form video. And I was probably one of the first that bought a fucking L bracket and turned my camera vertically. My DSLR, like, you know, to be specific, it was my Sony A6500 with a Sigma 16mm lens with a Sennheiser shotgun mic. Professional level camera equipment.
Yeah.
I said, fuck my phone. I'm going to go film in my bedroom with a DSLR for TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use the app to edit. I'm going to edit from my laptop.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't know how to use the phone.
To be honest, though, you still use a crap, like, what was it, ScreenFlow?
I still use ScreenFlow.
Dude, you still use ScreenFlow?
I don't know how to edit in Premiere.
I don't either, but you don't have to. You know, like ScreenFlow is that bad.
Actually, I will say, ScreenFlow, you're disappointing me lately. Like, why don't you have?
They don't have devs on it, dude. It's like
why do you not have like auto captions? Like, I'm gonna have to learn. I out of all of them, I would probably use DaVinci.
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, I mean, but Premiere is good. My whole team uses Premiere, but also I've learned
for podcast too.
But it's hard for me because like I'm at a position where like I shouldn't be editing my videos.
Yeah.
You know what I did last night?
Editing reviews?
Yeah.
Do you just cut them?
No, I've taken back over my account. I wasn't happy with.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you. You taking over your account?
To a degree, I do it intermittently, and like Ariana and Luis make fun of me for it. Like when my views go down, I start going in my folders. I start fucking editing, and I also started a vlog too. So I'm also editing my own long form right now.
I'm now with that. That's like because
that's it because I don't have a team for that.
Yeah.
Like and like I don't have, but I just said 14 people that can edit my videos.
Yeah.
Like, no, because this is part, like, I'm a creative, and like I hate when I see mistakes being made, even though like they're not. I wouldn't say they're big mistakes, but I'm like, it's not. I wouldn't do that, and I don't know if that made the difference on that video.
Yeah.
But at least I know if I did it, then it wouldn't. So I've severely cut my volume. I was posting 6 videos a day on my TikTok. Yesterday we posted 2. I throttled back the volume, just more or less, like, just because I need to be in it again. Like, and that's the thing too, as a CEO or like somebody that runs a company, to remove myself, like, what's the dream for everybody.
Yeah.
You also watch what you've created start fucking up. And that's not because it's like good people. It just happens. Like there's an art and a gift to the person that started it and the person that was like there's a reason. Like I still believe. Like I love the apps. I love like Submagic and CapCut, but like there's a reason why I tilt my letters sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I put a picture where I put it. There's a reason why, and I feel like editing has gotten to a point where nobody has the reasoning, and they're just doing shit because it looks cool, and that's my problem with editors.
Well, the issue with those apps, because it's like the Incredibles, like super developers, and no one can, if everyone's super, that's what Submagic is to me.
Yeah,
it's like any business owner can just now throw captions on, and honestly, even TikTok captions, they're fine. Yeah, they're okay. The Instagram ones suck, but
story and the structure,
they're fine. But the cool part that I think your editing team is probably better at is framing the story. Mm-hmm. Saying okay, that's the most grabbing part. That's the hook. Mm-hmm. All right, I like this. I'm gonna pull that. It's gonna be the sub hook. All right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna end on this, and it's gonna be under 30 seconds, or it's gonna be this. That is the hard part. The captions, a graphic artist, that's not the hard part.
No.
I mean, it's a skill.
It's a time consuming.
It takes a skill level to do it.
Yes.
But the crafting of the story is, you're not an editor unless you actually craft the story.
Well, see, and I think the problem, a huge problem that the industry faces with video editors is video editors started during COVID. Yeah. They started during the pandemic, and they started with seeing subtitles. Yeah. And they aren't video editors. No. They're subtitlers. Yeah. And the good video editors, they don't need.
Honestly, those are the I think I heard it's a new role. It's not trimmer. It's clip grabber.
Yeah, I started that. I have a video that went viral. There's some articles written about me, like timestampers. Yeah. People that just watch long form videos and find the gems. But you know what? You want how you get good at them? You got to build theme pages. Yeah. That's where theme pages are awesome. If you want to get I have 2 of these people on my team right now that because we work with a lot of people that have a lot of long form. Yeah. But it's not all good. Yeah. Even me, we've talked, however long we're talking now, I might have said 2 things that I would assume were viral worthy. Yeah. That I would even send to my team to get edited.
And I guarantee you Opus Clip is not going to get them.
Opus Clips is fucking dog shit. Fuck that. Same with there's so many. There's Opus Clips. There's
Get Much.
Yeah, the Munch. Yeah. I love how they use the fucking Hermosi video for that. Yeah, I know from experience. Yeah, you ain't fucking duplicating that. Give me a break. And even Submagic. The Submagic's great, but it's I love how they now have we add B-roll for you. Here's my problem with fucking stock B-roll.
I hate it.
If it's easy for everybody to use, everybody's going to use it, and that's all the same. I tell my team, if they use stock B-roll, I fire them. The only B-roll you can use has to come from the client's Instagram account or Facebook account or videos. Same thing with I'm so tired of looking at fucking emojis, even though in sound effect. What is it with editors and sound effects?
I hate it.
Don't you guys know that you can fucking adjust the volume of the sound effect? You don't need that shit to be 100%.
You know what? Now with risers. I'm down with risers.
I don't even know what a riser is.
Risers, right? Like I said, that
oh yeah,
those types of things. I'm down with
whoosh.
Those. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm down
I like whooshes. But still, the volume. Yeah. They leave the volume at 100%. When we were doing some of the most viral videos with sound effects, the volume for the sound effect and when the emoji popped in was 10%. Yeah. You just heard it enough. Yeah. And then same thing with audio leveling. I yell at my team all the time. I'm like, guys, I would argue 95% of the world listens with headphones. Do you even?
You actually know it's
I require my editors to edit with headphones. I bought them all headphones because I'm you have to understand if the audio's fucked up and you put one piece and there's a huge peak somewhere. Yes, technically that could be a pattern interrupt. Yeah. But I've heard some shit that makes me want to throw my fucking headphones off because I'm man, my fucking ear.
Well, I heard some weird stat that said the majority of people watch videos without sound.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that on Instagram. I don't know if I believe that on TikTok. I still think people that's the story of the subtitles. Yeah. I was attacked by the deaf community. Yeah. I didn't have subtitles.
That was your first hater.
That was my first hater. There's a lot of haters, man. And shout out to the deaf community. Yeah. Look what I did for you. Look what I did for you, motherfuckers. So it's
that's clip 3.
Yeah. But yeah, that was I wasn't doing subtitles like that on videos when I started because you didn't need them. And it's not that you didn't need them. It's just I am a big believer in only doing. I don't want to go complicated unless I have to go complicated because all that does, and this is why I have such a problem with the edits that are happening these days. They're beautiful edits, but they take 6 to 8 hours to edit a fucking 30-second video. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I need to put out 4 to 6 a day.
Do you still require 5 vids a day?
Yes. We're actually so the base for my team is 4 videos a day, 5 days a week. We've implemented, like, we're starting to, I mean, I would say it's moderately successful, like implementing AI, like to help us get to 6.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where, like, I mean, there's probably good people like, oh, that's like these are start to finish the edits.
Yeah.
Like they're like not like, you're not just taking a clip.
Yeah.
Like this is like, you're taking a raw file. The files, we still try to keep them around 3 minutes. 3 minutes cuts down to roughly 45 seconds to a minute. And it takes my team, even with, like, we use AI to cut the clips immediately, cut out all the dead space. We're using AI.
Are you using like Descript?
No, we still, I mean, most everybody uses Premiere. The whole team uses Premiere. So it's like all the AI that you can use in Premiere, they're all using. But it still takes my best editor an hour and a half for a video.
Yeah.
Like, and she's been editing for 2 years.
It should.
Yeah. And it's
Like, you think a viral video is going to take less than that? Like, it should.
like, we have like, we're testing, like, we're always trying stuff to get faster. Like, because speed is a problem, especially, and clients just expect more volume.
Yeah.
They expect more volume, but they don't want to pay for more volume.
Yeah.
Like, you'll find that when you start charging $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month, like, it's hard to get them to start paying full.
What's the most you ever charge?
I've done $20,000 for 90 days. I've done that quite a few times, actually. The reason that was, like, people wanted to work with us, they had in-house teams.
Yeah.
Like, we'll do something like that, where I know it's like going in, it's like they want to study us and take it. So I'm fine with that. Like, I found a sweet spot for price points is $6,000 a month. For that, we do 2 videos a day. That's the minimum. And then $10,000 a month gets you up to 6 videos a day. But both the 10,000 is not, it's not a number. It's growth.
Yeah.
It's like, if the account's not growing, we might be posting 12 times a day, or we might be, doing one epic video every day. Or like, we have, like, I put it in the contract where we do have, I don't want to say full creative control, because it still is the client's account and we're never going to jeopardize that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you have to trust us that, like, okay, views are down this month.
Yeah.
Give me 30 days to work on this, and let's reevaluate it. And don't question what we're doing in those 30 days.
Yeah.
Like, give us time, And I mean, that's hard because, like, we're their brand in most cases. And I don't think agency owners respect that enough, especially, like, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, if you make a business owner go viral, and statistically you make enough videos for somebody, you will.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we
Except viral is 1 million views.
Yeah.
Right? It's not 100,000 views.
well, somebody said it was like 10 times the average number of views. I still don't believe that. Right.
Here's the deal, though. It's like, for example, some of your accounts that you're working with, if you have 1 million followers, your math it's easier, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna get 1 million views more often.
I don't
when there's
know if
already
that's on TikTok. I don't like Instagram. Yes, Instagram holds a certain account authority, and YouTube kind of does as well.
Yeah.
Like, but on TikTok, I've been fortunate. I've had multiple conversations with multiple people that work at TikTok. All of them, the one constant for every conversation I had was that TikTok treats every video posted as if it's a brand new video, and the followers don't matter. Anybody has the opportunity.
That's the coolest part about that platform.
And that's why you see million follower accounts with 2,000 views on a video.
Yeah.
Like, while that is heart-wrenching to see if you have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
It's cool to see if you don't.
If you have nothing, it means that you can just tomorrow put out a video that pops off.
And I don't think, this is where, like, I don't know. Eventually, that's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I don't understand, like, people still shun TikTok and they focus on Reels and they focus on Shorts, and they're like, TikTok's an afterthought. Like, Charli D'Amelio, love her, they're all, I hate the girl. She's still relevant to this day because she blew up on TikTok. Same thing with, like,
Bella Porch.
Like, there's like a ton of fucking creators.
Yeah.
Like, TikTok is like Vine. You may not make any money from TikTok, except everybody knows your name.
Yeah. I met somebody, he's an TikTok influencer, 2 million followers. He said he's trying to get a job as a bank teller. And in my mind, I thought that's just the perfect perception. Because I know, like, likes, views, nothing, it's not cash. It's not. So in my mind, like, I'm not trying to, like, steal from J.K. Molina there, but, like, it's not. And
no, it's not.
In my mind, if you can get 2 million followers and you can't make money from it,
that's a you problem.
You can't get every person to give them enough value to give you $1.
Well, another problem too that those people face is you can't be a one platform wonder. You got to use one platform to springboard you to all the others.
Yeah.
You will always have one platform that is stronger.
Yeah.
But you can't, like, you have to be a complete influencer. And I mean, even I'm disproportionately balanced because YouTube's my weakest at 40,000 subs, which is why I'm focusing on vlogging.
It's also YouTube's also the most valuable.
YouTube is the most valuable. There is something to be said for that YouTube plaque.
Yeah.
Like, you get that 100K plaque and then you go on and get in 1 million. Like, you are in a different category of person.
Yeah.
That's 100% factual. But I don't want to discredit, like, TikTok is culture. Yeah. Like, being, and TikTok dies every day. Like, every day it's like you start the morning and you're like, how relevant am I today?
Yeah.
Like, and I like that. It's like a game.
Yeah.
It's like, and I don't think people understand how many views you need to be relevant.
Yeah.
And I say relevance as in, like, you know, because we work with, like, the Cardones, the Chris Crones, like, you know, the people that you think of when you think of, like, influencers, like the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls, the Mr. Beasts. Like, I mean, we work with one really one of the top 10 podcasts right now. Like, he's our client. And out of respect, I don't want to say his name, but I don't have an NDA with him. I just don't want to use his clout. Like, in the last 90 days, he gained 330,000 followers on Instagram in the last 90 days. To do that, how many impressions do you think he had to get?
60 million.
You're pretty close. It's like 55 million.
Yeah.
55 million impressions.
Yeah.
To get 300,000.
The you know, like, the engagement rate on that is pretty low.
And he has a top 10 Spotify podcast.
Yeah.
He has the absolute biggest guests.
Yeah.
And you know where a lot of those followers came from? Instagram collabs. Like, the only way, if you are a solo person, you can get views as a solo person.
You collab a lot with your clients?
Yep.
Are they some of them? I'm guessing the lower tier ones, they want it because you have more followers. Mm-hmm. But what about the higher tier one?
So statistically, it's something I present to the clients now when I start working for them. I don't, and again, like, I did it out of necessity to start. Yeah. This is how a lot of shit, like, the first client, I was like, yo, we need better footage. I got to fly to you. So I flew to them. And then that fucking happened. Yeah. You know? Yep. You know, and so it's like, when it came, and I mean, I'll say it, like, because we're really good friends. Onyx Singal, I love Onyx. He was just burnt one day. We flew to Virginia to film with him. Yeah. And, like, we had filmed for like 6 hours that day. Yeah. And he only had one day, and, like, we had to get, like, we were really trying to pull a lot of numbers, and he was just fading creatively. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, and I think we were at, like, maybe 60, 70 videos, which is, like, that's still a lot of videos, but we need to pull over 100 to really make it a worthwhile session. And I was like, shit. I said, Onyx, do you mind if I just hop in videos with you and I'll just ask you questions, like a podcast? And he's like, sure, man. Like, so I did. And I think we filmed like 20 or 30 videos together. Yeah. Those videos accounted for like 50 million views. Yeah. So now I was like, okay. Yeah. Something here worked. Yeah. So then we tried it. So then I presented that to another client. I said, yo, I did this. I think we should do this at the end. Mm-hmm. Like, let's get all the videos out, and are you open to trying this? And they said yes. You may have seen me in quite a few videos with him. Like, yeah, millions of views. Then we did it with my good friend Brandon Carter. My highest view video and Brandon's highest view video.
The watch one?
Is the watch one.
That's the high. How did it hit?
His account was like 14 million views. My account's like 8 million views.
Really?
Like,
which 14 million on Instagram that is crazy.
Yeah, well, the 14 million was on YouTube.
Okay.
I think that video got like 7 million on IG. I don't remember. Honestly, IG is the lowest of my priorities for most of it. It's just like, it's there.
It is the hardest one.
It's the hardest one, and it's one that, like, it's if we focus on like YouTube Shorts and TikTok, yeah, Instagram kind of takes care of itself. Yeah. But that video was like, so statistically now, because it's been a year since I've really been hopping in people's videos. We have across 18 accounts, every account that I've been in videos with, I'm in their top videos. I don't know if that, If
Well,
it's me,
but I think there's an element to it which I like is the organic, right? Because like
what's that? It's that interview style. People love that interview style.
because
Like,
when I'm just sitting here, I'm like, hey, you, everybody, please, like, it's you have to be invested in that type of content.
Yeah,
Which most people don't want to be yelled at.
Yep. No, they don't want to be out of, and that type of content is easy to create.
Yeah.
Like anybody, like I remember, dude, I made a TikTok studio. This shit.
Yeah.
Just to film vertical videos, and like people thought it was nuts.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now, how many TikTok studios are there?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot. And then now like, well, my videos where I sit in the chair perform significantly less, better, or
Yeah.
significantly worse than if I
You know
just
what's
do a
funny?
video with you
What's
outside.
funny is I'm guessing the business owners that watch your content, those are the ones they probably pay you for.
I mean, pretty much everybody, like, I see, so these are things also too, do things that others won't to get results that other people can't.
Yeah.
You can't replicate me.
Yeah.
And if I choose to work with you, part of the benefit is you get me in videos.
Yeah.
Now that works for some, that's a draw. Others, like, you know, Cardone don't fucking need me in a video.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't need you, but they want you, like, because it's easier for them.
What do you do with the ego levels? Because those those tiers deal with business owners, CEOs. It's not even content creators. Like, you know, like some content creators, they're
Yeah.
shy, quiet. You know, like Graham Stephan, I've heard is like he's a quiet guy.
Yeah, I've never met
But-
Graham. I've heard he's a really good guy.
But on camera they have a different personality, right? But like business owners, it's like that's just them.
Yep.
That's just who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you deal with when because you're a loud person, you're not you're obnoxious, but like in a profitable good way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm like that all the time though. I like when I'm not. There's characters.
Sure, but to that same extent, like that. A lot of times in those rooms, it's like one ego versus like who's going to be the alpha in this room.
Well, like kind of what we were talking about before the podcast started. Like I think you set yourself up. How you frame yourself on your social media will dictate how the clients treat you when you're in person. And the bigger that you do get on social media, the more respect you have to the clients. Because like even if a client makes money, but you have more followers, they respect you.
Yeah.
They're like, he's done something that I have not done.
Yeah.
And that is there. Now, in an essence of like somebody who's massive, like a Cardone, like obviously I'm not touching his income.
Yeah.
And I'm not touching his followers either. Or his reach or his ability to talk. You know, but there's a mutual there's a respect for results. And I think that, you know, and also it's that perception of yourself. Like we went, you know, last 2 weeks ago, I put it on my vlog. Like, there was the first time we'd ever filmed with Grant Cardone in person. We worked on it for 2 years. His account just crossed 2 million followers. We've never filmed a single video with Grant Cardone. We have just clipped his content and got him to like 1.6 or 1.7 or 8 million. I forget. Like, and his views were down.
Yeah.
And his team, specifically Alan, I have and Jared were like, hey, what do you think we could do? I said, we need to film with him. Like, he's great, but there's some things we can do. Like, I know it. I need 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, and they gave us 2 hours. Like, and they ended up taking 4 hours because Grant was enjoying it. But the first time meeting Grant in person, first time I walked into a room, which was Grant's office. He's only known about me, like, through
Other people.
Like, he probably doesn't give two shits about who I am.
No.
Like, but he knows that I'm an asset because of what we've built.
Yeah.
We have results. So there was a respect there, you know, and first thing he does, he opens his phone. They all have the apps on their phone. They all check the apps.
Yeah.
So don't believe a fucking single person that says, I never check the apps.
Yeah.
Bullshit. They're in that shit. Like, and he opens his TikTok and he starts scrolling. I said, what do you think? What's up with the views, right? And I'm like, now I did not know I was walking into that.
Yeah.
But I said, yeah, they're down. I didn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't think this is a good representation of you. I said, that's why I'm here to fix it. I said, and if after today, and if after a month, they're still down,
Yeah.
then I'll come
See,
back.
that's where the balls come.
Like, and I was like, I'll come back and we can have this conversation again. And I will tell you that I will probably be able to tell you what's going on. But right now, no, this isn't good. Like, this is why I'm glad. I appreciate you giving me and my team, because Luis and Savannah were with me. I said the opportunity to help fix this problem. Like, and I assure you that it will be fixed.
Yeah.
Like, and that was like, you know, that I've not been afraid to say that to people with big egos.
Yeah.
Because it's like, let me prove myself correct.
Yeah.
And if it fails, again, let me go down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
But But let me prove that this, and I just think that, I don't know, to answer your question, how does somebody replicate me? Not everybody has that. Like, it is a brazen, overconfidence, delusional mindset.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I can do better than you.
So, what's really funny is I did that one time with one of my clients. And I was like, I'm going to throw everything at the wall. And it's going to work. And if you give me a time, it's going to work.
Yeah.
And like 3 months later, she was like, it was the only really huge win that I had. She was like, we just hit our first $1 million month.
Yep.
And it was to that extent, I'm like, that I realized for a second, it's like, that's all they care about.
Mm-hmm.
They care about the views, but all they really care about is like, did I make the money?
They're not doing it because they love to do it. They're business owners. They want to make money. And I think, yes, there's a passion. And most business, everybody I've met, even the biggest people, they all want to help people.
Yeah.
It takes money to help people.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more money to help people than most people think. So they know that they need to generate revenue to help people do whatever it is they want to do. And that's, at the end of the day, it's a business for them. They're not just, let's be real. Like, we're not doing podcasts. Yeah, we want to help people. But at the end of the day, I look at this like, man, I know Grant's pretty good. He's probably going to get a good clip here. Hopefully we can get that, we can get that to get some views. Like, I'm pretty good. I'm going to have this. I'm going to put it in the vlog. Like, I'm going to pick a part of this. Like, it's going to be pretty good. Like, I'm doing it with an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Like,
but as long as you're, in my opinion, like, everyone fundamentally cares about themselves.
mm-hmm.
And at some level, yes, like, the best people are good at aligning what they want and fitting it in with what someone else wants.
Like, you have to have a good product. You have to help people. Like, and that's, but at the end of the day, yeah, if you can, in my business, like, how do you handle, like, I deal with dopamine and bank accounts. Because if their dopamine's high, it means their views are up.
Yep.
When their views are up, it means their bank account's going up.
Yeah.
When the views are down, their dopamine's low, it means their bank account's going down.
Yeah.
And 100%, the more views and more attention somebody gets, more money they make. At least the people I work with, because they are optimized to make money from attention.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't, so it doesn't work that way for most people. But like, I work with a gum company, a chewing gum company, Epic Dental. When they go viral, they sell out Amazon. Like, they prepare for the virals. Like, in between when they're not going viral.
That's a whole other topic. I'm not going to ask you. I can ask you off camera. I'm curious what your thoughts are on TikTok Shop.
I love TikTok Shop. I think it's incredible. They're on TikTok Shop now.
Yeah.
And I will tell you for a fact that since they've been on TikTok Shop and started to link to their TikTok Shop, their videos are getting more views.
Yeah.
So TikTok is pushing the shop.
What I'm curious about is, like, are you able to claim part of that as, like, revenue driven?
So here's where it's different. Now, I have a really good relationship with Epic Dental is the client. I love it. They're speaking at my event. Like, we've done amazing. Like, their business, like, last year is up 40% just from viral videos.
Yeah.
Like, and they track it all.
Yeah.
Like, so I know it's factually true.
Yeah.
Like, our videos have made them 40% more, which to them is millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Like, when you come into a company that's already doing millions and you ask for a percentage, that is a ballsy move.
Yeah. Rev split.
And it's also very hard to track. It's easy to try. In this instance, it's not as hard to track because we worked together for over a year now.
Yeah.
It's easy to track now because we see the patterns. But a brand new if I was to come in first month and say, I don't want it, like, and obviously they pay, $8,000 a month. Like, I'm like, do you guys want, like, if I would have just foregone that and just say I want 10% of everything driven from viral videos, they're not going to do that.
No.
They don't know anything. But now that I've looked at it for a year, they've looked at it for a year, we might be able to come to some sort of agreement because they want to incentivize us to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But now it's been established. Like, hey, we've done this.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a deposit of trust.
Yeah. And so no, like, I don't know that you could walk into just like, I know there's people trying to do it, short film agencies trying to do it, like taking a percentage of like sales.
Yeah.
But like Brandon Carter does over $500,000 a month. Am I going to take 20% of that because we're doing his videos?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, I'm all for, like, I do believe in performance incentive bonuses. And we have clients where we where we have incentives. One client is a $6,000 a month client, but we get $1,000 for every viral video.
And can I be real though? I think if and maybe you're in a different spot, so I'm not giving advice to you. But I think for someone else that's listening to this, it's like, I want to make videos, or I want to do something like you. I think it's more valuable to have a low-paying client that's awesome, that you know you can consistently get results for, than it is to try to ask for more money.
There's different expectations at different levels, and you have to decide which expectation level you want to fall in.
Yeah.
I am in a very high pressure world.
Yeah.
So sometimes where I'm like, fuck it, I just want to quit. Like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm just going to make videos for myself. Like, and then the next morning I'm like, well, let's fucking try this.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, but I found that the expectation shifts significantly when you start going over $4,000 a month. When you're charging, and I know exactly why.
Yeah.
Because $4,000 a month will hire you any video editor off the street, and you can bring them in-house, and they work for you 40, 50 hours a week, and they're always there, and you have full control.
Yeah.
An agency over 4,000, it's a different dynamic.
Agencies are a temporary solution, genuinely. I mean, I think for every single level, I think where you're at, it's different because if we take someone like Grant, odds are he started with an editor or started with a videographer even, right? Just someone who's just following around. Same thing with Gary Vee. Start with a videographer, and then you go and you're like, okay, how do I get to this next level? Because I have the content, but I don't know how to distribute it. I don't know how to translate it. And so usually you hire an agency to translate it and be like, yep, we're really good at this platform. We're really good at this thing. We're going to help you translate for that. Then you're going to bring that in-house. And then you're going to scale the team in-house. And then you're going to realize that running a content agency is different than something else.
Yep.
And you realize that you're not as good as a content agency. You're going to say, I need a content agency
Yeah.
to help me with my content agency.
I think that we're moving into a world, and if somebody wanted to recreate, if I were starting today, like if I, as somebody who has built, as somebody who has made $2 million, and I'm going to put a screenshot right here so you can see this shirt. Like somebody's made $2 million from their content agency in the last 2 years, worked with the biggest clients. If I were to start over, I would not start a content agency. I would do content, but I would bolt on to people's businesses because by now, people already have in-house people and agencies doing their work.
Yeah.
So if you come in as a content agency, you're competing against price and convenience. That's never where you want to be.
Yeah.
So if I were to do it, and this is because I am very obnoxious and very bold, I say, give me your average views for the last 90 days. Let's say they're 5 million or 1 million views a week is what I consider 1 million views a week a healthy account.
Yeah.
So if we're averaging 1 million views a week. Okay. So every million above 4 million, I want $1,000. That's how I would start my business today.
If someone stripped it away so even if you had no authenticity of like what you've established, right? Like you haven't worked with any of the clients, you haven't got any of the proof. You would still put yourself in a guaranteed structure.
Well, because I wouldn't, if you would, well, so this would be, I'd have to plan this out. So if I was starting, would I have my following or nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. So I was starting from zero.
Yeah.
I would grow. I would rapidly, as fast as I can, grow either me or a theme page to just something of significance.
I think a theme page is easier.
Yeah, I think what I would say, honestly, I would think a theme page. But if I was planning to work for personal brands, I would need the ability I would have to show them a direct for platform type of situation where like I was directing somebody.
Yeah.
So I'd have to either get a good case study, do it on myself, or do a theme page. Yeah. And in this case, I would probably find a case study. I would find somebody locally or nearby. Yeah. And I would say, I'll do this all for free. And I would do it for 90 days for them. Most likely forever, because if they're going to give you the opportunity, you're probably going to be stuck with them for a long time. Yeah. So I would get that case study. I would get 90 days under my belt. So I would do whatever I could to live for 90 days. I would bust my ass on that case study to prove it, and then I would also do it for myself, or at least whatever I could. So technically, you have two clients. You have one person that you're doing a case study, and then yourself. Yep. You do that for 120 days till you have a significant, tangible results, and that could be maybe 30, 40,000 followers, like a garner like 10 million views, whatever that may be.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Like in this case,
or if you can get bank account, if you can be like
or if I would say if you can prove that the views translate to ROI, that's an even better stance. Yeah. You have to have something to show to, and then I would not reach out to anybody via Instagram. I would not reach out to anybody via YouTube, anybody via Twitter. I would fucking fly to their area, and I would put myself in a situation to be around them somehow, some way, If they're a speaker at an event, I would go to that event. Like I would get around them and I would prepare for that 1 minute that I have and shoot your shot.
Do what others are not willing to do.
So this could be a 5-6 month process.
Yeah.
But you land that one client and then
You're telling me you're like, if you're an 18-year-old kid, there's no shot you can't do that.
No, anybody could do that. It's just it's delayed gratification, and that's a problem for most people these days. Nobody has patience. And Gary, we talk about this a lot. Like, you know, it's patience is everything, and it's not so much patience; it's delayed gratification.
I will add to that though. Like, I would do what Gary says: document.
Right? Oh yeah, you have to
So
document your process.
if you're doing that 90 days, like even if you have nothing, I would honestly do the method where I'm gonna vlog every day, where I'm gonna
I would
post a
probably
video every day.
I would
This is what
probably
I'm trying to do.
I would probably post those after you achieved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Not during the process. Like,
you need 100% focus you need that skill set. Like you need to do
even if it's like organic, where it's like today I'm trying to do this, it didn't work.
I think ego would come in and you're like, I'm gonna do it for myself.
Okay.
And then you're not in, and then that's a path. You can take that path.
Yeah.
But I promise, if you're just saying, you will make more money doing it for somebody else first.
Yeah.
Like because if somebody came to me and they're like, Ryan, for every million you get over like 10 million, I would pay $1,000 for that.
Yeah.
But also too, know like you are coming. So, and this is what I don't think people understand. Even if you're a good content agency, like if they hire you, they are firing somebody else. You are taking livelihoods.
Yeah.
I just think there should be a respect for that.
Yeah.
You know, not saying that you shouldn't do it, because if you're better, you deserve it.
Yeah.
But you gotta be fucking better.
Yeah.
Like if somebody if somebody comes to me and is like, I want to take a spot on your team, I know that, it's like, so Ryan, I want to be your Luis. And it's like, okay, well, if you're better than Luis loses his job. He's been with me for 3 years of my life.
Yeah.
He's not just an employee anymore. Like I'm saying, and it's like, but we're business owners, so there is an ROI attached to these things.
Yeah.
But at the same point, it's like, I don't think people have respect for that. Like, just know that like I would prefer you to be a bolt-on to somebody. Like, and that's, and I know Ramosi talks about that a lot. Like, you need to bolt on to people's businesses.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get the big clients. Like Chris Crone's a big client of mine. He already had a team.
Yeah.
We bolted on.
Yeah.
And
it's easy to add value that way too.
Yeah, you want to bolt on. And it might not be what you think it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, again, but you have to do an audacious proof. There has to be proof.
Yeah.
And if there's no proof, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, and that, like, a good edit is not proof.
Yeah.
Like, just showing that
quality is not proof. I will say that.
Quality's not proof. Quality doesn't do anything. Everybody can make
Impact of quality is.
Like, you need.
That's why I think creatives suck at. Creatives really, because creatives can be like, I have friends that are like, they'll sit in their room and they'll work the crap out of something. They'll tinker it. It'll be perfect. And then maybe they'll release it. But like I'm saying, like, dude, if you just did a little bit, let it be a little bit worse, and you put out 10 of them, you're probably going to get farther than just making out one perfect. Not everyone's Gox. Have you ever seen Gox? He's a new YouTuber. He's a videographer. He started as a painter. He's in France, and he went from 0 to 2 million subs in like 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
And it's just because he is the best. But you see his videos that are the best. You don't see the fact that he posted every single day on a different account for a period of time.
I mean, nobody blows up overnight. I mean, in there, I don't want to say nobody. There's some unicorns.
Yeah.
Like, but there's a story. There's a backstory. Like, I have been making videos for 10 years. My dad's a video editor. Like, I've been, by osmosis, I've been around video my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm 40. Like, but that's it. By no means, I just never want to be considered a video editor. Like, that's like a goal of mine.
What do you want to be considered as?
I don't know. I like being a creator. I just want to be a creator. I'm a creator who helps other creators. Like, I'm telling you, like, there is a level of respect that happens, and I've seen it happen with all my clients as I've gotten bigger. Like, a client I can't name, when I started with them, I had 40 or 50,000 followers on TikTok, and this was a couple client. Like, And both of them had a different opinion of me when we started. One of them was like, I didn't think you were legit because you didn't have 100,000 followers and you said you could get me 100,000 followers. And the other member of the couple was like, well, I assumed you were too busy doing work for your clients because of who you worked with, that didn't bother me. But there was a point when I amassed like 200,000 followers, when I was having a conversation with the same client, that the conversation between the client had shifted. It wasn't client talking to video editor, agency owner Ryan. Mm-hmm. It was, so what did you think about that stage when you spoke? Or what did you think about, how do you think that video did? Like, I saw it got a lot of views. What do you think? I was a creator.
Yeah.
It was creator to creator. It wasn't employer to employee.
Yeah.
And unless you build a following or do that, I don't think anybody will ever experience that, but that is a leverage position that everybody should get.
Yeah.
Because like I know when I'm talking to somebody, when I'm like, hey, look, if this video pops off, this is controversial. You ready for the comments?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be good. And then when they happen, which has happened many times, and they're texting me and it's like, dude, how did you know? I'm like, I've done it.
Yeah.
I've been that person. Like, and I've been there with clients too. Like, so it's like, that's how creator driven agencies, I think, are a huge opportunity, but the creator needs to be big. Like if Mr. Beast started an agency, fuck.
Yeah.
Not that he needs
there's a reason Iman Gadzhi shut his down.
I mean, yeah.
I think everyone's experiencing the same thing you're experiencing.
Because you
want to be a creator.
You just make way more money with a lot less stress with a personal brand. That's the facts. That's what Iman, and there's just something about like an agency is an easy sell when you are a big creator, like because you're living your product.
Is it easier than an info product? I
think it is. It's more like there's more work involved. It's not as easy to deliver, but I think it's easier to sell. Yeah, because it's like any big YouTuber. Let's say you like Graham Stephan. You think of Graham Stephan as like, I want to help 10 people build a top video podcast next year.
Yeah.
Who's in?
Yeah.
You think, and we're charging $20,000 a month. You got to sell out.
Yeah.
Because they want Graham to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's an easy sell. Like, I mean, Hermosi talks about this all the time. Like, the done for you is the easiest thing to sell if you live what you preach. Yeah. Like, if you're doing the act, like everything I do, like if I'm not getting views, then what am I pitching to my clients? Mm-hmm. Which is why it's always so important for me to have views.
Yeah.
Like, and that's, if you have a YouTube channel and you're fucking making beautiful YouTube videos and you're getting views and you have amazing thumbnails, you're living your product.
Yeah.
I think the problem with courses and info products specifically is nobody sells a course if it's working right now. Mm. They do what is working right now.
Yeah.
Like, I could come out with a course. Here's how to make $100,000 a month as an agency, and I can show all the proof in the world to do it. But what got me $100,000 is not going to get you there.
Yeah.
I just think people bottle up their information and they sell it far too quickly when they could make a lot more money if they just did it. And that comes because like I've had people like steal my ideas. I've had people do all this. Like, when I was doing the website stuff and I was doing that, like I was convinced by an internet marketer to like, hey, let's put this on a webinar. Let's sell this as a product. It was specifically for the celebrity workouts. And I was like, okay, cool. So we did like this webinar circuit. We sold it for $297. I think I made like 30 or 40 grand. Great money. But I made way more than that if I just didn't fucking tell anybody and I did more of what I was doing.
Yeah.
The allure of that. And that's what happens with courses. It's why I hate digital products. I hate digital products for the fact that usually if it's being sold in a digital product, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't know that until you buy the course.
Yeah.
And the other thing I hate about digital products is it's all the people that buy your digital product. If you have a successful digital product, let's say you sell 10,000 of them, all 10,000 of them, what do you think their content's going to be about? They're going to take the information that they learned from your course and start giving it away for free. Yeah. So every course it devalues itself in a long enough timeline.
Yeah.
And then it stops selling. And then you have to constantly be updating the course with the newest shit. So you're doing a service business anyways.
What do you think of the difference between a course and a mastermind community?
Well, the mastermind community is only valuable if you value the person running its time. Because I have a coaching group and I love it. We meet every week for an hour. I'm doing an event. One of the days is just for the people, but it's my time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them my time.
Yeah.
Like, and they're willing to pay for my time.
Yeah.
If you don't have people willing to pay for your time, a mastermind's a bad move.
Yeah.
I think that's great, but it's only indicative on how much does somebody value you and your time.
Yeah.
So, and then, again, everybody's is different on that. So like I love the coaching group. Like it's far more lucrative from a margin standpoint than an agency, but like I wouldn't have the coaching group if I didn't have the agency, because the people want to take my time because they know what I've done for my agency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that you see a lot of, and then it's also too, digital product creators, like you can make more money quicker. Like, and
because you're duplicating yourself.
Yeah, an agency is a legit business.
I think I agree with you, especially. I think the X factor that you keep circling around is that it comes down to you as an individual. Mm-hmm. And when you talk about creator-led agencies, it's like people are not paying for videos; they're paying for you, and if you sell them, you're selling yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're doing really well, you're selling your systems. Right, you're like, I've created these systems. These systems work.
Yep.
If you go into these systems, they're going to work for you too.
Yep.
And here's the evidence to prove that. But like fundamentally, you're also just saying my systems are better than this other person's systems, or not even better, but like I am unique.
Yeah, I do. These are my systems because if you want the outcome, which is me, then these are my systems.
Yeah, and it's going to be really hard. Like that's where you separate yourself as an editor versus a creative director versus an agency, because an editor is a technician. It's like I do this. I'm an editor. You're probably going to max out. The best editor in the world probably makes $10,000 a month.
Yeah, and I mean, they might do a little bit more than that because, and I would say the best editors are YouTube editors, and they are smart enough to take a percentage of the ad revenue from every video.
Yeah, but I think on the short form editing side, it's so much harder. And to be honest,
there's no ROI on short form.
No,
at least trackable.
Yeah, there's an ROI on brand, and if you can sell yourself as a growth partner, brand partner. Mm-hmm. Where you're saying like, I'm going to create and establish your brand, or at least like help you publicize the brand that's already been established. That's a little bit different. That's where I feel like, okay, that takes a unique mindset. You're talking at a higher level. It's not about one video. It's about.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to work with somebody unless we're going to work together for a year.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth anybody's time.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, and that's the problem with short form agencies too. Like they're very high churn.
Yeah.
And that's because they're getting the clients that can only afford $3 to $4K a month.
Yeah.
And they all want the higher ticket clients, but they're not doing, they're not doing what they need to attract the high ticket clients.
Yeah.
And there's ways that you don't need to be massive at all to like get higher ticket clients. You need to be in the places where they are, and you need to win them over on your personality. Like I've seen you at multiple events. Those are the right places to be. Like events, like, any type of event. Like it doesn't have to be like industry, like real estate events or marketing events. It could be like get yourself into go to the F1 race. I was in Las Vegas, and get yourself into some parties.
Yeah.
Like you need to be around people that are making money, and then what are you doing? You're selling you.
Yeah.
Do you like me? Oh, I do this. Do you need this? Cool. Okay, I trust you. Cool. We do a 90-day, trial, and then if you're happy at the end of 90 days, let's go. It's a minimum of a year.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like that's the pitch.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I just think it's just anybody can come on the internet now and say they've made a certain amount of money or that they've done something. Nobody believes anybody anymore. Yeah. So you have to show proof.
Yep.
And proof is uncomfortable to show.
Yeah.
Like, it's not comfortable for me to show a screenshot of my Stripe account.
Yeah. And it's also not comfortable to be like, to not just go, here's my revenue and here's my net profit.
Yeah. Like you have to show proof. It's like if there's another $100,000 a month agency out there that's doing 4,000 videos a month, that's working with the clients I am, that has the expectations that I need to meet.
Yeah.
I would love to chat with you about your margins. Like I'm paying $7,000 to talk to Eddie Malouf. because he's the only person I know that's even remotely dealing with anything like this.
Yeah.
And he told me to stop the business and do something. He said, start your coaching program, dude. I don't know how to help you.
Yeah.
So it's like these, like, the proof is everything. And it's just going to get worse. Because, like, I mean, now we have that influx of, like, you know, you see them on Instagram, like the greatest thing since sliced bread is a digital course, people.
Yeah.
Like, and they all look,
Create your digital course.
all of them look 20 years old. And I'm like, they all have the same video styles.
Yeah.
They're all having to do the same things. And like 16-year-olds are falling for their fucking $40 a month, $49 a month Discords.
Yeah.
Cool. That'll work for a little while.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're going to be broke by 25 and have to figure it out again.
I'm meeting a lot of those guys right now.
Huh?
I'm meeting a lot of those guys right now. Or I'm also meeting the guys that are now broke at 25 and they're saying, I don't know what's coming down.
Yeah.
I want to figure it out.
I mean, and I'm not saying that like life always finds a way to fucking punch you in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been punched in the mouth many times. So I'm like, you know, like when it comes to like where I'm at now with like business, it's like, okay, I don't want to stop this. I want this to last another year or two. And then when I get to a year or two, I'm like, hey, do I want this to last another year or two? Like, have I made enough to maybe move to something else? Like, it's like, but people, like, when you're 20, 21, 22, you're buying a bottle of club, you don't think about 40. Like, a shit creeps
You're also
up.
not thinking about your kids too.
Yeah, you're not thinking, you might not have a kid, you know, you might not have a girlfriend, you might not have rent yet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's cool to make 10 grand a month from your mom's basement at 19.
Yeah.
Do that at 40.
Yeah.
You're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Like, you know, nobody respects you.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, I think that we are in an age where it's like glorifying that. And it's just easy to put, like, I saw one the other day, it's like, I have a multi 7-figure, like, info product business. I was like, where? Like,
Is the Mickelson twins?
no, I don't want to say names. I do like some of them. Like,
Yeah.
I follow some of them. Like, 'cause I follow a lot of people because I like to know what people are doing.
Yeah.
Like, thing is, I can't buy anybody's courses. I have to have other people buy their courses.
You don't follow me?
I don't follow you.
No, you don't.
You have
you
a
don't-
course?
No, I'll have a course. You don't follow my page.
I just followed you on Facebook.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Really?
I actually hit follow. I followed you on Facebook, and then you reached out about the podcast, and I said, yeah, I thought you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
I didn't follow you, but I seen your videos.
I caught you. I got you.
I seen your videos.
Yeah, you're like,
Hey,
let's end it there. That's right there.
yeah, I was weekend. I followed him on Facebook. Which that's another thing too. You got to follow people. You got to communicate them on platforms that they
want
pay attention to.
Yeah, they want to talk to.
Not that I like talk to a lot of people on Facebook, but like I like pay attention to Facebook because like my fiance is on Facebook and like my family is on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like I'm there.
That's so cool too, because yeah, everyone has their platform. And if you put a poll up, I put a poll up on each platform and said, what's your favorite platform? And everyone had that platform as their favorite.
Yeah, it's usually that platform.
Yeah.
Same thing with, I mean, I love Instagram. Like, I'm not like, I mean, I'm a TikToker, but I'm not like actively.
That's my least favorite. Yes.
It's my most favorite to learn and study.
Yeah.
It's my least favorite to interact on.
Yeah.
Like, Instagram is my favorite to like scroll. Facebook, I interact. More, I just like to keep tabs on like my friends and family.
YouTube's the best though.
I mean, I just watch long form. Like, I don't.
Do you like shorts?
Yeah, I know. I spend, this is not, I don't know, most agency owners do. I probably spend an hour to two every week on every platform just scrolling. I just pick like today it'd be YouTube Shorts, and I'll just watch only YouTube Shorts. And then what I look for is any video that makes me stop and watch, and then I click to that person's page, and then I see how many views that video got. If I stop and watch, it always has over 1 million. So I just like take mental note on like what's
it?
Yeah, what's hitting, and then I do that. Like tomorrow, it might be Reels, and it might be Facebook Reels, like, or it's Instagram Reels, like. But
That's cool.
That's my market research.
I love it.
So it's like 4 to 48 hours a week. I watch short form videos.
I love it. All right, well, Ryan, I'm gonna stop stealing your time. I appreciate you. I think everyone got value from this. The thing that I love about you most is your transparency. I think like you have a personality where if people watch your content, you get hate comments. People don't like. People are like, this guy's an asshole in short form. But the reality is, like, every time I've interacted with you, you're more authentic than anyone else I've interacted with in the business space.
Probably.
Not just like, you're more like in the business, like I'm talking about my clients,
Yeah.
the people they work with, creatives. No one is like saying like, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm feeling, this is what didn't work, this is what did work. This is how much money I made, this is what it. And I think that transparency just like, I just immediately trusted you. And that came through in the first podcast I heard of you. You came
I
through
think,
that.
I mean, part of that is a strategy because it's the only thing that, it's truth.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not flexing if it's true.
But people can flex, you can talk a specific truth.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, this is the truth. There's a bunch of other truths, right? Like I can say like I made, like one of my clients made $1 million a month. But what you don't see is that they had setters that were crushing it. You know, they had salespeople that were, like one person was converting at 90%, right? So it's like, you don't see that. And a lot of people talk about it when it comes to like lead gen stuff. It's like, which is what we're doing fundamentally. It's like lead generation.
Yeah.
Like they don't talk about that. They talk about this is what I did and it's all me. I appreciate that you're like, I can't own that. I can own this and I'm really good at this. And no one can take that from you.
Yeah.
No one can take that away. And I think that just because of that, you're my favorite like follow on those platforms because I know that, okay, like I think your YouTube is incredibly underrated. Like,
Oh, it is.
I think
It won't be.
I know, but I think it's like
It's coming.
It's crazily
cooking right now.
I know, but like if someone can snag it and find where you're at on YouTube early, they'll learn so much more than they'll learn from most other people's courses.
And I'll tell everybody exactly what I'm doing too.
Yeah.
Just vlogging.
Yeah.
Ugly footage.
Yeah.
And I'm editing very fast paced. I'm editing like I did for TikTok
Yeah.
on vlogs. Like, because I think long form's going to turn into really long TikToks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see. But I don't know. Or part of actually, if you watch like what I'm doing now, it's very, very fast paced. And then it slows down for about a minute or so. And then it'll be a TikTok. And then it'll be a slow or so. And then it'll be another TikTok.
Love it.
So it's like every minute or every minute and a half.
You do an
whatever.
ad break of TikTok.
Yep. And the TikTok is like, it's like my workout. It's like me talking to my kid. It's like very fast paced something.
Yeah. Vertical?
No, I'm just doing it horizontal.
Yeah.
I mean, because YouTube's horizontal.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm filming with such a wide lens that I could crop it vertically if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it gets big enough so where people start chopping up my long form into, like, I don't want to pay somebody to do that. I know that's a strategy. I mean, I know a lot of people doing that. Like, oh, we'll do the side account strategy. I want people to want to cut up my content
Yeah.
because those are the best ones.
Yeah.
So, see how that pans out in a year. That's 2024 for me is
Dude.
the YouTube.
I love it. All right. Well, so yeah, I appreciate it. And for people like the amount of value you got from this, don't pay another course. Like if just reach out to Ryan if you want info on this.
Yeah, I
He's
got
too
nothing
busy.
to sell you.
He's too busy to work with you.
And I have a free event.
You have a free event? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
But I mean, well, when is this coming out?
I'll make it come out soon.
All right. It's January 4th through 6th. It's called the Attention Summit. But if you're watching this after January 4th through 6th of 2024, it will be another one in 2025.
Let's go.
It's called the Attention Summit, and it is. Well, unless this one really flops, which I don't think it will. It's always going to be donation based.
I love it.
And people are in the. You want to know why I'm doing it? It's because I can.
Yeah.
Like.
And do what others
Do what
can't.
others won't. Because I can't quite be a Hermosi and give everything away for free.
Yeah.
But you can donate what you think it's worth.
Yeah.
And I promise you, you let people value your information, and a lot of them value it very high. But many value it at $1. And you have to get over that.
I'll give you 69 cents.
Hey, I had people last year. This is funny. I had people last year because I did a free event last year, around the same time, and it was donation based only. I had people donate $1, show up at the event, and then
Hand you cash.
and then 10 days, like 5 days after the event, send me $1,000
I love it.
via Venmo
I love
because
it.
they felt bad after going to the event.
Yeah, I love that.
That's not everybody, and I don't expect that. That's just a generous. But you know what? And this is for a lesson for people. I remember everybody that sends me $1,000. Like, and I don't know what that. I mean, I'm not saying that has to be for me. Like, but if you want to send me $1,000, please, by all means, I'll take it. Like, if you want to get on somebody's radar, that's how you got somebody's radar.
Pay him money.
Pay them money.
Didn't you do that with one client? You donated $300.
No, I had a lot. I mean, honestly, I know we didn't talk about it, but like, I remember every person that donated to my GoFundMe for my house being fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Some donated like $20, but I do not forget that list. And you were on it.
Yeah.
So I don't forget that list. And I don't think people take that. That was not like, people give you opportunities to get on their radar. It's just people are stupid to not pay attention to that. Not saying you should capitalize on trauma situations, but like that was like, even still like just a random, like if you go to an event and you buy somebody lunch or a dinner that you can't afford.
Yeah.
That's not forgotten. People don't forget that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and it's that's how you get those $10,000 clients. Like, you may go in the hole for a $500 dinner in Las Vegas, because I have many a times, but it pays itself back at some point if you believe it will. If you don't believe it will, then it's not going to work. But I've always just believed if I do this, it'll do this. That's why a donation-based event, I'll make money from it.
Yeah.
I know I will.
Yeah.
Like, just the people that are speaking at it, I'm going to make money from because of the associations of being with them.
Yeah.
So it's like, do things that are crazy. Oh, it works. Pays off in the end.
I love it. I love it, dude.
Peace.
Peace.